Bro, he caught his hand. Like, no lie. I remember it like yesterday. He caught his hand right at the wrist. It just went, broke his arm.
Yeah.
Everybody was like,
yeah. Not expecting that.
We ended up running because like 10 people started chasing us.
That's crazy, bro.
Like, oh
Still,
God,
yo.
I can't believe you broke his arm, bro.
That's wild,
he was like,
bro.
I can't believe I broke his arm. he's like, I can't believe that thing worked. I was like, of course it's gonna work, you dummy.
Right, yeah, I know, right?
You can never tell me. You can never tell me I won't rise.
Man, we were playing just baseball or something at the park at the top, like at the end of the street, like all the neighborhood kids, and this kid was just like, "Get out of here, white boy! Get out of here! This ain't for you!" And then he just pushed him, and Chris was like, "Listen, man, I don't want to fight you." This is like 7th grade. He's like, "I don't want to fight you, man. I don't want to fight you. I can hurt you, man." I'm like, "Yo, dude, get away." He's karate. Yo, that karate ish don't work around here.
Oh, yeah, bro.
This is street fight.
Yeah, dude.
Whatever.
Here we go.
Next thing you know, you get a
I was like,
shield
"Yo,
kick,
dude, I'm telling you right now, he's gonna hurt you, man."
This kid's the real deal,
He
bro.
swung at him like a couple times, and it was like,
Yeah. Yeah.
and he was like, haymakers,
Yeah.
doing all this stuff, and Chris is like, duck.
Any kind of martial arts works anywhere. Like,
Bro, he caught his hand. Like, no lie. I remember it like yesterday. He caught his hand right at the wrist. It just went, broke his arm.
Yeah.
Everybody was like,
yeah. Not expecting
we ended up
that.
running because like 10 people started chasing us. They
That's
wanted to jump.
crazy,
I
bro.
was like, oh my
Still,
God,
yo.
I can't believe you broke his arm, bro.
That's wild,
He was like,
bro.
I can't believe I broke his arm. he's like, I can't believe that thing worked. I was like, of course it's gonna work, you dummy.
Right, yeah, I know, right? That's crazy.
He didn't break all them boards for nothing.
He didn't break them boards for nothing, man. Heck yeah, dude. You kidding me? Yeah, he hurt me.
That's
That was
wild.
really funny. That was really crazy.
if you can break a board, you can break a bone. If you can break cinder blocks, you can
Bro,
break
he
a
was
bone.
breaking patio blocks.
Yeah,
10, 15
right.
patio blocks
Yeah.
with like
Nah, I'm
like
cool.
little
Yeah,
hot
little
steps,
elbow drop. Yeah,
little
yeah.
elbow drop, 10 blocks. Blah, 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 blah. I'm like, dude,
Jeez.
freshman year in high school,
That's
doing
crazy.
that?
Huh?
Freshman year, like
Yeah,
a freshman?
yeah.
That's
No, it's
crazy.
Like we're
crazy.
talking like 13, 14 years old?
Yeah, no.
That's insane.
Dude,
I
crazy.
I still
Real
remember.
life Jackie Chan right there,
No,
dude.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
that's wild.
Dude, I remember my first karate class. It was at the YMCA. I walked in. They told us to take our basically they told us to take our shoes off. I looked at my feet. I started crying and we left.
Stop, yo. man.
Dude, I was mad young.
I was
but
mad
I
young, bro.
Peaced
It's-
out.
it's all right,
I was like,
Jay.
nah,
Why
cool.
though? Why?
I don't. I just.
You had a thing
I
with
don't,
feet?
I don't know what it was. I think I just didn't want people to see my feet.
Oh, damn, that's rough.
Yeah, tough childhood, right? But yeah, YMCA.
Yeah, no,
that's all I remember.
I couldn't do karate. My dad said that was like devil stuff. He was like, meditating, that's all the devil. That's satanic. I said, okay.
Like I just want to chop things.
Just want to hit things.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Let out my
Is that
frustration.
a problem?
right?
Self defense.
Yeah. It was crazy though. That was good stuff. He
No.
taught me a lot.
Dude,
That kid.
I love watching street fights where it's some guy who knows what he's doing versus one guy who doesn't, and he's like, "Dude, I'm not hurt. Yo, okay." And it's like, bro, I don't think you understand.
That stuff's wild, man. You guys have gotten
Karate's crazy, bro.
Have you gotten into like wild street fights, like brawls?
Yeah, dude.
Crazy brawls,
Yeah,
bro.
yeah.
Like you're like
insane, bro.
You're like, I can't believe I got out of here alive.
Yeah.
Like it's amazing. Like I didn't get stabbed or anything like
Yeah,
that.
right.
Yeah. Nah,
Yeah,
I mean,
no, it's
Like
it's happened.
I got into a huge brawl once, like right across the street. Remember the Roxy back in the day?
yeah.
You know the parking garage that was across the street from the Roxy in Boston, bro. We got into a fight like on like the 5th or 6th floor, and there's like this one cop that was outside, always the same cop. He was like 70 years old. There's no way that guy was gonna make it up. It felt like we fought for 20 minutes. It was like. I'm sitting there. It was like a couple of my buddies were just sitting on a We rolled up to the club with in a 2-door Honda Civic. It was 4 of us. So my friend's on the hood. He's just chilling. I think he was like smoking a blunt or drinking a beer or something like that. And like this car drove by, and the guy's like looking out. It was like a Suburban, and he's like hanging out the side of the window. It's like 3 a.m, and the guy's like, "Yo, what's up?" And my friend was like, "Yo, what's up?" And it was like, "I don't know, you're looking at me. I'm looking, well, what's up?" So I was like, damn. I was like, "Yo, just shut up, man."
Yeah. Like,
So like,
there's no
is this
idea.
really necessary?
in the crowd, bro.
Bro, he's the car stop, mind you, it's like a Suburban.
Yeah,
Bro,
yeah.
like 15 people jump out the Suburban. And the Suburban had like 2 cars rolling with them. So there was like a car in
snap.
front, there was a car behind.
They
It was
rolled
like,
deep.
bro, it was like 25 people on us 4.
Damn.
No, they were pulling out crowbars, tire changers. One of my buddies ended up getting rocked in the head with a Hennessy bottle.
They like came
What the
ready to fight.
Oh yeah, they came. They were ready to fight. I don't know. I don't want to say came ready to fight, but definitely ready to fight, which was tough. We drove home and it was like everyone's all ravaged.
Yeah.
Like everyone's ravaged, and it's wild too because what ended up happening was those guys were like from Lawrence. They were like mutual friends. It was like, yo, we got into a huge fight, man, with some little like 3 or 4 dudes in Lawrence, and it was crazy, man. They held their own. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I heard someone got jumped by like 30 people. Where was that? Oh, the Roxy at the parking garage. Yo, you got into a fight with my boy, and it was like, oh damn, my bad. it was like, but yo, stuff like
Over
that.
nothing.
Literally
nothing.
literally over nothing. It was literally over
I
nothing.
look at you.
It was like, yeah, but dude, I go back to like, that stuff is crazy because all it takes is one person to take out a blade, one person to take out a gun,
Yep.
One
forget about it.
wrong move, bro.
one wrong move, one wrong punch,
And then it's that
crowbar
news report.
hit on the,
Yeah. Yeah.
an inch over.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then it's that news report. Fight breaks out, 1 dead, stabbing, crowbar to the head,
It's
whatever
crazy.
it is. You know
like
what
blunt force trauma.
I mean?
Yeah.
The tire changer the other way, and I was hitting them in the temple and the medulla oblongata.
Something wrong with his medulla oblongata.
And then forget about it. Like life has changed. Like that stuff is crazy. Like I knew this kid in high school. I don't know. You guys probably heard about it. Like that kid, that basketball player that got shot and was paralyzed. Probably like around 2004, 05, 06.
Yeah.
All right, so that would have been like my senior year of high school. From where?
Lawrence High.
Oh, from
yeah,
Lawrence High.
yeah. I think it was like it's in that area. Like maybe a couple years after I graduated. And he was like, bro, it was like an innocent bystander. Some kids are fighting. Someone took
Oh, I
a
think I
gun.
did
hear
He
about
got
that.
shot.
I heard about that.
He was like
think I did
MVC
that.
All-Star,
I think I did hear about that.
paralyzed.
He was like on his way to play D1 and everything.
Yeah, like paralyzed. Like that's the perfect wrong place, wrong time.
Yeah.
Someone pulls out a gun.
Yeah.
Someone gets shot, and forget about it.
Like, bro, you didn't even hit the right person.
Yeah, like
That's just a bad
Possibly.
aim, realistically. I mean, I don't support violence like that. You know what I mean? And unless it's truly necessary, then whatever. Stand your own and defend your own. You know what I mean? But it probably stray, bro.
That's
Kids
what it was.
Kids not
Probably.
knowing
He
how
was
to
a stray.
shoot.
He was a
You know
stray.
what I mean? Like,
He was a stray.
punks, bro.
But punks, that's like you're taking out a gun to a crowd of people.
Yeah,
Like that's stupid.
yeah.
Like
That is stupid.
I mean, you
That
take out
is.
a gun, it's a life and death situation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're
That's
not
what it
doing
should
it
be.
when there's
Right.
70, 100 people there,
Right, exactly.
shooting indiscriminately in the crowd. Like
Yeah.
that's just
No.
on a level of stupidity that I don't respect.
Not when you can't shoot, too. Like,
Oh,
you
yeah,
don't have.
not that when you
like, if
can't
you got
shoot.
the expertise, I mean, again, not that it's okay
Right,
to
exactly.
do it, but like,
Like I'm a sharpshooter.
like
by
be
the
a
way.
shooter.
Don't miss,
Like,
bro.
be a shooter.
If
You
you,
know.
just so happen to start popping off in the middle of a crowd, just hit the motherfucker you're trying to hit, at least, please.
Like, shooters shoot. Like, hit your target.
Shooter, shoot.
Like, hit your target. But
Listen,
again,
buddy, I'm a good shot, man.
but again-
I'm a good shot within 30 yards. You better like get to 35 or 40 yards. Then it's questionable.
yeah.
That's tough, though. That's tough.
But I would like to say the Right Mind podcast does not advocate for
absolutely not.
any
No.
types of violence.
Any violence. No
whatsoever.
violence.
What
Nah,
we're
I'm cool.
talking, what we're talking about is when situations like that happen, and you're left with different reactions and stuff like that. Like those split second things can
How quickly
totally
the
change
circumstances. Yeah.
circumstances.
Yeah.
Totally change.
Bro, blink of an
circumstances.
eye, lives changed in a situation like that.
Now, you look at people like, injuries with athletes, you tear an ACL, tear your Achilles.
Oh yeah.
You can come back from that, bro.
You-
Like football,
but I'm
right?
saying,
you know what I mean?
but even then,
career
you can
ending
heal
stuff.
from
But
that.
but sometimes it could be career ending
Right,
if you've done
correct.
it multiple
Yes.
times.
Oh, yeah,
you know what
yeah.
I'm saying? Or if
Or
you're
just bad
33,
enough. Just
and
bad enough, bro.
32, 33 years old, and Justin tears his ACL.
Yeah.
He ain't hooping anymore.
No.
I mean, he tears his Achilles. He ain't hooping no more.
No.
You know, and say those are that stuff is real, man. And then even like walking, you appreciate things a little more.
Way
Like I
different.
remember when I shredded the ligaments in my thumb playing football. Like my finger got caught in their helmet, and I just went.
Oh, I
"Yeah."
remember you telling. Yeah.
Dude, I was in a half cast for like months, brushing my teeth. I'm a lefty.
Yeah.
Moves my left hand. I couldn't do nothing.
Nothing,
Yeah.
bro.
Nothing.
No.
You know what I'm saying?
Nothing, he says,
Nothing.
bro.
I'm like brushing my teeth. It was like I'm moving my head. It was really, really tough for me.
That's
dude.
rough, bro.
Yeah, like years ago, I tore my Achilles. Like I can still hoop, but it's not the same.
It's
as it
not
was
the same.
before. Like,
You
I
don't
was
have that
dunking.
explosion.
No.
I was dunking too in NBA 2K.
Yeah. In your dreams, bro.
Yeah.
Nah, I used to dunk back in the day. If it was an alley oop, I
Yo,
could have dunked.
how low was
I-
the hoop, though?
No, 10 feet.
Yeah,
I've dunked
okay.
like once. I've dunked
10
once
feet.
on my own.
I mean, I had hops, but I couldn't grip the ball, so I would have had to have taken it on an alley or on like a putback.
Yeah.
Like I'd do a putback.
Or just like throw it up and then just.
Yeah, no, someone like I would just come up.
You had to catch it out of the air. You couldn't.
Yeah, I
go
couldn't
with
just
it.
come up with it. That'd be if it was like maybe like a tennis ball or a volleyball.
Yeah.
Yeah, no problem.
Or like a football.
Yeah,
Like a
something
football.
small.
Yeah, something small that I could grip.
Yo, it was crazy. When I was 15, I was almost getting my like elbow over the rim. Like I could get as far as that right there.
That's
how
crazy,
how
bro.
many.
That's
how much help I
wild,
had.
dude. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Yeah. I
How
dunked
tall are
it.
you?
6'2".
Yeah.
When did you tear your Achilles ACL?
Well, Achilles.
Oh, you did your Achilles?
Yeah. Probably
Yeah,
like
biggest
7 years
fear.
ago. Like about 8 years ago.
Playing?
Actually. Playing. Yeah.
How'd that feel?
Oh man. So like I was saving the ball from out of bounds, and like it's my fault that I didn't stretch, and then all of a sudden like I just felt something back here.
You heard
That's
it.
how it.
Yeah,
you heard it,
can
right?
Hear that.
Ah.
Yeah, you can hear that.
Damn.
I
bro.
thought a ladder like landed on me, but like I tried to get up, couldn't walk. I'm like I knew there was something wrong.
Like you
Oh, man.
immediate pain or like was adrenaline rushing at that
No,
point?
honestly, I didn't feel any pain until like 2 hours later.
Damn, bro, that must have been your.
Until,
It was
like-
a full tear.
Full tear, yeah.
Full tear.
I needed surgery for it. That was
You
like
just realized I can't walk right now.
yeah, yeah. Oh my
Yeah,
god.
that's wild, bro.
Like-
It feels like you're like walking like in a hole. Like it feels like
Yo, that's
Oh.
so weird.
like it feels like an indent in the ground. That's how it
Oh
feels.
my goodness!
And that
now
was
I'm
the-
scared. I don't want to play on Saturday.
Yo, just wear
Do
high
your
tops
Achilles
and
stretches.
stretch.
I
Just
know,
wear
I'm wearing
high
high
tops and stretch. High tops and stretch.
Yeah. Warm
you
up.
wearing
Say
high
it
tops?
with me,
Right.
say it with me, Pastor.
I was wearing
high
Curry's.
tops and stretch.
They're mids.
Steph Curry's.
They're mids.
Sort of, yeah.
Yeah, they're kind of mids.
To right there.
I mean, that's-
it was a size bigger. So
Yeah.
I mean, that,
There it
I
is.
think that's what did it too.
Yeah. Oh, 1,000%, bro.
Because like we
You
were
got room
all
for your
also
foot
talking
to
to
move.
somebody else about like the size of your shoe does matter. Like I mean, I wear a 12, but that was a 13.
Yeah, I mean,
So if I had
I
12,
could
it
do
wouldn't
like a
happen.
half size bigger. I usually go like a half size bigger when I play a sport to accommodate like an ankle brace.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And you know when you're hot, like
Yeah.
I did that a lot from track. Like when you ran track,
yeah.
I always wore a half size bigger. I wanted my foot to kind of move in the summer. It gets hot.
Yeah.
Your foot gets.
You don't want it to
sand in
cramp
it.
either.
You don't want it cramping. You don't want your feet
that's
like
the
that.
worst.
That's the worst. And
Yeah.
I would go without socks. And
Yeah, I would too. Yeah,
like
yeah.
you know, I mean, I was just used to always getting a half size bigger. But like I tell that to Scarlett when she ran track. It was like, oh, I'm a 5. Get a 5.5.
Yeah, like 5.
Oh, I'm not a 5. I know you're not a 5. I buy your shoes, kid. Like, get a 5.5.
Right.
Yeah,
There's
yeah,
a reason behind that. Oh,
Yeah.
how do you know? Bro. Like,
I know everything.
Like, I know what I'm talking about. Like,
Yeah.
no, this is what you need to do.
No, I used to go barefoot, but then I would tape like the balls on my feet because that was obviously where you plant.
Yeah.
But I would tape the balls on my feet, so it wouldn't have that like
Like over
blister.
the whole thing?
No, over like my actual foot.
But I'm saying, like, say this is the ball of your feet. So
Yeah,
you would
yeah.
just tape,
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
around the ball of your feet?
Yeah, just so like I didn't get blisters or anything like
Yeah.
that, especially with the spikes and just especially when it gets hot.
No,
like, I
for
was
sure,
worried
dude.
about
You
that.
kidding me?
But yeah, you popping your Achilles. That was like my freshman year of college. I did the triple jump. It was our first meet. I was doing the triple jump. I was in the finals, and literally, like I think it was my first jump in the finals. I pulled my hip flexor. Like it felt like somebody whipped a golf ball at me. I was like, "Who threw something at me?" Like I didn't even make it to the pit. Nothing. Triple jump.
It's so
didn't even
weird.
make it.
On which step? The first?
The first.
Oh my
I
goodness.
literally planted and was just like, bah! I hit this one.
Did you
I could, yeah. I couldn't do the double.
He was like,
Yeah, I literally was like, ugh. Like barely went anywhere, and then tried to do the left, but like I didn't even make the pit. And I thought someone threw a golf. I was like, who's throwing stuff in the middle of a meet?
how long that sideline you?
Dude, I was out probably till this December, like 5th was like the first meet. I probably wasn't back until after winter break, like mid-January.
3-4 weeks.
And then of
That's
course,
tough.
yeah,
Mine was
tough.
like a year and a half recovery.
That's what I'm saying.
yeah.
That's the stuff that I'm talking
mine was
about,
ruthless
bro.
too, bro.
yeah. I mean,
That's the stuff that I'm
the
talking
injury is
about,
definitely
dude.
way different.
No,
than
no, I'm not saying I'm not minimizing that.
No,
but I'm
yeah.
talking about that's life changing.
Yeah,
like reality, that's life changing. Like that.
Yeah,
How was your mindset
How was my mindset?
after that?
like mentally, I'd be screwed up.
I-
I mean, we're
That's what I'm
talking about
saying.
mental health
That's what
right
I'm
now,
saying.
so it's like,
I mean, that's what I'm like. How
Yeah.
how was your mindset with it? That would have driven me crazy.
It was tough. Like I'm used to moving around, and like I couldn't.
That's what I'm saying.
I couldn't do anything for
That's
like,
what I'm saying.
like 6 months
Nothing.
before I had the boot. I couldn't do anything.
dude, you know what made it worse too?
I had surgery. I was on crutches. I was in a cast for maybe like what? I don't know, a while.
A legit cast.
Okay.
Not like a
Legit
half
cast,
cast. This
yeah.
is like a cast.
Not the
Legit
boot.
Yeah,
like,
yeah, cast.
full
Yeah.
And then I had the boot for about a week, and then I just, like started PT. But like even after that, like even like when you come out of that, it's weak because I mean from all the inactivity. You know what I mean? So it takes a while to build the strength back up. And
For sure.
my physical therapist told me to like run a little bit, walk as much as I can, just to like break the scar tissue around it. There's still some there too, but
That never goes away.
No.
it never goes away.
The scar
now.
tissue.
Nope.
I mean, it stretches.
Yeah.
But you know, yeah, there's no.
But they talk a lot about that stuff, which is kind of crazy. Like you injure what was your right,
It was my right.
and then what ends up happening. This was what happened with Tatum. He does his right, if I'm not mistaken, and
Yeah.
he missed Game 7 with his left.
Yeah, there's that imbalance.
There's that imbalance.
Yeah.
So you kind of
your feet
you
compensate.
favor one side, and then
Yeah.
you strain the other side.
Right.
So
Dude, I
like
hated that.
that Scarlett was like, I don't get why he don't want to
Hated
play this and this and that. This is left
He
hand,
never
but
should have
it's his
came
right.
back at anyways. He
No,
should have taken the whole season off.
I'm okay with
Yeah.
him coming back. I'm okay with him coming back.
Okay, look what happened.
I'm okay with it. I mean, this house money, they weren't expecting him to go that far anyways. I'm okay with it. I
Yeah,
mean,
I was-
it's embarrassing you lost a 3-1 lead. That in itself is an issue.
in second place.
In second
When
place.
you like won 56 games.
Yeah, but
right.
I'm okay with him coming back. And I'm actually okay with them not letting him play.
Yeah, no, you
Like, I
can't
think
let
he
him
wanted
play.
to play.
Yeah.
You can't
And
let
they were
him
like,
play.
dude, you're not
At a
playing.
certain point, it's no, you're done.
That's what happened to Durant.
Yeah.
He came back and he tore his
Yeah, he did the other one.
He did the other one.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
again, that's because
He did it
he's
twice.
yeah. That's because he compensated one
Yeah.
for the other.
Yeah.
Yeah,
he
if
did
you
like
watch,
his right, and then he did like the left,
Oh wow.
like
The-
back-to-back seasons.
Season 2
I
of
didn't
what's the
know
show? It was on Netflix.
Starting 5.
Starting 5. He's on season 2.
Who is?
Durant.
And he talks about that.
You talked
right?
about I didn't all the injuries.
Yeah, but that's the stuff that I'm talking about is crazy. Like I'm always interested in hearing people's mindsets when it comes to stuff like that on like crazy like life-changing events. Like,
dude, I couldn't even walk to class. I mean, again, it's not as harsh as his, right? But like, I'm just speaking on the mentality of it. Like, dude, like, of course, so South Campus, UMass Lowell, how the parking lot is like towards the bottom, and then you have to go up the hill. Yeah, like I couldn't even barely walk up that hill because like I couldn't lift my leg. Like I couldn't do anything.
Couldn't
I'm like
move you couldn't
I'm like
get it up.
sitting watching people just like.
That's crazy, bro. That was Scarlett.
Watching people run.
That was Scarlett with a sprained ankle.
Oh yeah.
I blew my ankle out senior year. Had to have reconstructive surgery.
Your ankle?
Yeah, like, blew it out. Blew it out completely.
What do you mean?
I blew every single ligament and tendon in my ankle out. I blew it. So I literally, dude. So I landed like that, but my leg was still straight. I was playing soccer.
It just completely
buckled on itself, bro. So it buckled on itself, bro.
I stepped on that dude's foot.
I was on crutches from August until like June. May.
August to June
to
your whole senior year.
Yeah, my whole senior year. I was on crutches.
That's what I'm saying.
I had to walk all over again.
That's what I'm saying.
I'd be crushed.
That's what I'm saying.
I would be crushed. Even in high school.
That's what I'm saying.
Could never play soccer again, dude.
Scarlett has a sprained ankle. She has to go down the stairs on her butt.
Still?
No, not now, not anymore. But when
my ass crutched, bro.
She couldn't go down the steps.
My whole senior year, bro.
She couldn't. She didn't want to go down the stairs on crutches. Going up the stairs, just like hobbling. I mean, she couldn't go anywhere. She couldn't go anywhere. Like taking a shower.
Sometimes it was crazy in the elevator, bro.
It was crazy. Yeah. So it was like one of those things. Like, I think it's so important to have people like on your side that were like, yo, bro, you're gonna walk. Like, like relax, bro.
It was
you know what I'm saying? Like,
dude, they made me sign a waiver saying if they couldn't fix, because like, yo, they did X-rays, CAT scans, MRIs, and they saw black, nothing. So they didn't even know what they was gonna take to fix my ankle.
So what did they do?
They made me sign a waiver saying that if they couldn't fix it, I was gonna wake up with no foot, bro.
They're gonna take your foot.
They're gonna take your foot.
Take my foot off. So what saved me was you have. The side of your foot, pinky side, okay? Mm-hmm. You have two tendons that run down by your heel, and then they connect as one, right at where your pinky is. So literally what they did is they cut one of those, and they drilled like a hole in my shin, and they like put tacks and stuff like that, and they webbed that one back through, like around my foot and everything, and put everything in it.
That's kind of what they do with your ACL.
And then tacked it back in place. It was like, okay. Like, so if any one of those two tendons were ruptured, I would have lost. Like, I literally blew everything out, bro.
That's what they do with an ACL. When you tear an ACL, they take a piece of your thigh, and they end up screwing like holes, and then they
And then I blew my knee out.
That's why you're like, the explosion isn't there anymore because it really isn't there anymore.
That was like when I blew my knee out, dude. It sounded like a gunshot, dude.
What did you do to your knee?
I can't. I'll tell you off camera, okay?
It's too graphic.
But it's not something I can speak about on camera, okay?
Sure.
Just know, dude. Just know.
Respect.
Bow, and dude, you heard it. And clean tear. Tore my meniscus right off the bone.
No.
They were like, yo, you can have surgery.
No,
you can have surgery.
I'm gonna play basketball this weekend
and repair it.
Mad light,
super light. I'm just gonna be spot shooting. That's all I'm gonna do.
Why don't you go for that? I'm not.
You can just let it heal by itself,
bro. Nah. And I gotta work on Monday. You kidding me?
Yeah. Nah, dude. Like anytime I got hurt playing sports, like even if I got taken out of the game just for a game, I was like, this sucks. Like I need to play.
Yeah.
Like I can't imagine like going months, like a year and a half, like not being able to play basketball.
Bro, I'm playing soccer since, bro. I can't do it. I can't do it.
You saw me last year when I twisted my ankle, the black and blue that it was, and then I was still trying to play like an idiot. Like
that was stupid to play on your part.
No. That was so nasty. That was probably the gnarliest color work I have ever seen in my whole life, bro. Okay?
It's probably still broken.
Dude, I had fluid draining out of the side of my ankle, dude, at one point, all right? And that was more colorful than that was, dude, okay?
Yeah, sometimes them sprains are worse than like you'd rather
Than a
just
break.
break it.
Yeah,
Oh
Like,
no, the doctor
just
told me
break
he
it.
was like you would have been better off like snapping your shin bone in half or breaking your ankle.
I don't know about
versus
that.
what you did.
That's
You know what I mean?
My whole shit now.
I was like, well, thanks, Doc.
Gordon Hayward, when he just.
I remember that.
I remember that.
On
insane.
live
Yo.
television.
Bro, that's what he told me. He said,
On live television.
It would probably, like, heel time wise, it would have been less. Because it would have been 8 weeks, right? Bro, do the math. August
Paul
to
George,
June, dude.
Oh, I know.
Like, I got off crutches like 3 days before I
The George one
graduated,
looked
bro.
worse. The Paul George one looked
okay.
worse. I remember
I was walking
the Gordon
with
Hayward. I was all
Bro.
hyped about the season. I'm like, yo, this Celtics team is gonna be filthy. We were at like a concert in like Lynn Auditorium. Who were we watching? Maybe Barack, like one of the praise and worship Spanish group Barack. And
Was
we're-
like Obama?
Barack sings.
My man, dude.
So he's a man of many talents.
I guess so, right?
He sings in Spanish.
Took an opera.
So I'm over here watching the game, following the score, and it's like, oh, game just started. Okay, Hayward injured on play. I'm like, damn.
Yeah, first
20
play of the
to
game.
15 minutes later, I don't know who it was, Shams, Shanare, or
Oh,
whatever.
yeah.
It's just
I
like,
get those all the time.
Fear. Hayward
Out
broke his
first.
leg, gruesome injury. I'm like,
bro.
He broke it clean.
You're like, no, I have
I
to
was
see
watching that game. It happened. I'm like, oh my god. Holy crap.
that's the stuff
If
that
he
you're
stayed
talking.
healthy, we probably would
Life-changing.
have went to the Eastern Conference Finals at least.
At least.
He was
Life-changing.
He had hops too, and he never
Life
played the
changing.
same.
Never
was
played
never
the
the
same.
No.
Never played the
When
same.
you do something like that, it affects it, dude. Yeah, like
Not only physically,
it's
but
meant-
mentally. Like getting over that mental hurdle for me would be
It-
as
well, you feel
That's
powerless,
critical.
bro, because you're like, yo, I have no power going this way. Like this was my dominant way, bro, and I can't even.
Yeah.
I can't even cheat and save a goal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, yo, homeboy, my trainer working with me, like, I'm gonna put it on that side. Me, take a couple steps over. Him, give it like a little half pansy kick, and me still miss. Like, all
what
range.
position did you play?
Goalie.
You were a goalie?
Yeah,
That's legit.
all range. Gone.
I love that.
And then forget it. Kicking the ball hurts. Because the impact, like, you know what I mean? Because it's so
Do you
weak.
play now? Have
No.
you ever played now?
No, I
You
can't.
stopped playing
Yeah.
from then?
It hurts to even, like, jog down the street, bro.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, does it seem like you have your full ankle?
Yes.
You have your full ankle?
Yes.
You have...
I may have stuff helping it stay in
Okay,
place.
that's what I'm saying.
You know what I mean?
It's not 100% like
It's-
at 100% strength.
No, definitely not, dude.
That's tough, man. But that perfect example. Like less life changing.
Right. One decision.
Life-changing.
What? Yo, hey, Chris, you want to go do goalie drills, or I need a midfielder guy to fill in real quick? Nah, forget the goalie drills. Had I just gone and do my goalie drills that day, who knows? I probably wouldn't be sitting here having this conversation with you.
See what I mean?
One split decision, dude.
See that's what I mean. Life changing decision.
And that's not even, dude. That's
like
not
that.
even out in the streets like we were talking about.
just like that. Just like that.
So like that was the injury that put you out. Like,
Yeah, that
for
was
good?
it. That was it.
Crazy. And like you were good enough to like play maybe like D1, D2.
So I mean, school wise, right? It wouldn't have happened. But if I was able to get my grades up, I probably would have had to go to like a community college, play for 2 years,
Yeah.
get my grades
That's
up,
fine.
get my classes.
Lots of people do
But
that.
yeah, no,
a lot of people
I was
do
good,
that.
bro.
Yeah.
I was good.
A lot of people did.
I was
you,
good.
you go straight JUCO,
I
whatever.
definitely,
JUCO, yeah.
I
Yeah.
definitely could have played at the next, like in the collegiate level. I definitely could have.
Yeah.
Like no, there was no question about it. Because you got to figure when you move up like to something like that, you get better trainers, you get better programs helping you. You know what I mean? So you're only gonna grow, right? You know what I mean? But yeah, that was the plan.
you don't necessarily. You're not supposed to be plateauing at like high school
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
or
Right.
college,
Right.
Unless you're Austin Rivers.
Yeah. So who knows where it
But,
could have came of it? You know what I mean? To be honest with you.
He was filthy,
nasty
and
high school
college.
mixtape, and then he just I don't know what happened, but
His dad didn't play. No, okay.
no, his dad paid him. His dad paid him. That's crazy. But no, when it comes to stuff like that, changing in a life in just a moment is wild. I'm always intrigued by people's reaction or response to like life-changing things?
I was devastated, bro. Heartbroken.
I could only imagine, dude.
My one true love, bro. That I had. Well, okay, like,
for sure. No, yeah.
He's 17, 18 years old.
But
Here, okay?
that's what you knew.
The one
There's
thing
nothing
I
wrong
wanted
with
for
that.
my whole
There's
life,
nothing
bro, since
wrong
I
with
was
that.
6 years old. Every day, 2 hours a day, practicing, traveling the country. Like,
Yeah, there's nothing
you know,
wrong with that.
but
That's
you know what
that's
I mean?
the truth, man.
It was devastating, bro.
That's the truth.
You want to talk about depression, dude? Psh,
Yeah, that stuff is real,
bad,
dude. That's
bro.
what I'm saying.
Bad.
I'm telling you, man, I'm always interested in seeing how people react to it. I mean, everyone reacts differently.
Yeah.
Like we've talked about it in the past, like when people deal with death. Like
I was
that's
just gonna say
that.
that.
Like, that's like another thing.
Yeah,
like
that's
I'm
weird
always
with people.
intrigued by how
Yeah.
people react to it. And then one of my biggest issues I would think is I always look at how I reacted to death, and I kind of put that on other people.
Yeah.
I measure them by what I do.
Right.
And I don't necessarily think that's always a good thing.
Yeah.
Right? Because everyone reacts to things differently.
Yeah.
But it's like, bro, get up, man. Like,
Yeah,
stop crying.
you're not
about
over
it.
that
It's
yet?
like, you're still not over that?
Yeah.
It's like people go, yo, they'll be like, this is a true story. Like, people will be like, yo, I went to go visit your dad. I'm like, my dad's been dead for 7 years. What are you talking about? Oh, yeah, sometimes I go to his tomb and I just talk to him. I'm like, he's not there. Like, what do you mean?
Right.
Talk to him. Oh, you don't do that? Bro, the last time I went to my dad's tomb was like the day that we put him in the ground. Like,
Yeah.
oh, and then people look at you weird, like, oh,
Yeah.
damn, this guy's heartless. I'm like,
It's
I don't
just
know.
a
That's a
different
good thing.
understanding.
I don't know. It's different. It's just
Everyone
different.
handled, so that's weird to begin with, bro. You
For
know
sure.
what I mean?
Like, I it's so crazy. Like,
because different people die, you have different emotions. You
Yeah,
know?
like-
yo, someone may die and you're like, yeah, whatever, dude. But then someone like your dad dies and it's devastation.
it's weird, man. And it's not to say like I still, bro. The other day I was watching some random movie, and it was like I got emotional. They were like, "Oh, Dad, man, thanks so much," and I was like, I was like drying my eyes. I'm like, oh, see, that's cool. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, but now it's just like, I don't know. It's weird. Grief hits people differently. It comes at different waves. It happens differently.
Sometimes it happens right away. Sometimes it doesn't happen.
Sometimes it doesn't.
Like much later. For me, it was just like, damn. Like now, like what do we do? You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, because his mom, your mom just
Your
passed.
mom passed, right?
In January. Yeah.
See, that's what I'm saying. Like, that's tough, man.
Dude, my dad took 2 years, like, for me to finally process it. But it was also different circumstances. I mean, we've kind of talked about this. Like, I had just met my dad. I met him for a week. 3 months later, he passes away.
That's crazy.
And I was there.
Right.
That's crazy.
I
Right.
was
That's
I was there when he passed away. So like, they called me in November. So I met him in August. Came down and then they called me in November and was like, hey, like, Dad's not doing too good. You need to get out here. Mind you, out here is Washington State. I'm like, okay. Just started my job, whatever. So I flew out. Literally from the airport, we drove straight to the hospital. Met one of my other brothers for the first time because he was out there. Met one of my nephews for the first time. Met my other sister, both my sisters, for the first time while I was there. And then went right to the hospital room. I was the last one to get there. Sat by his bedside. Kind of talked to him a little bit. He was like, hey, can I get more oxygen? And she was like, and then she, like, the nurse, like, looks at us. She's like, it's at 100%. Like, I can't do anymore. And then, he said, like, I love you. And then we kind of just sat there for a little bit. And then I went home. We went to my brother's house. Then in the morning, my niece got up and was like, oh, man, like, I had this weird dream that, like, Grandpa died. And I was like, oh, man, that would suck. And then her mom, my sister-in-law, was up and she was like, hey, like, I just want to let you know, like, your dad passed in the middle of the night. We just didn't want to wake you up to have you, like, experience that.
Right.
And I was like, I literally, like, didn't know what to feel. Because I was like, I just met him. So there isn't that, like,
it's weird.
attachment to that person. But it's like, at the same time, it's like, dude, it's your dad.
There's supposed to be that attachment. So it's almost like, how do I react to this?
But I never felt it in that moment. Like, I just went up to my room and just kind of just sat there. And I was just like, I feel weird that I don't know how to feel about this situation. Like I feel like I should feel more, and I don't.
Yeah, I think that's real stuff, because even for me, like I feel like sometimes people look at me and are like, "Yo, like why don't you react about that situation?" I'm like, "What do you mean?" Like there's a portion of scripture that really blessed me. Like when I was going through my dad when he was passing, and all the situations are different. Like your situation with your mom, your situation with your dad, so on and so forth.
And then like Greg was different too.
And Greg, even you probably were more impacted with him than your dad.
My futon at the house. Not to cut you off, I was literally crying on the futon in my house, like begging God to allow him to wake up so that I could give him one more hug and one more handshake.
See what I mean?
Which he only gave me in a dream. Which I was like, I mean, you kind of gave me what I asked for.
Yeah, it may not have been how you wanted it, but he gave it to you.
But the
The response
all
was
those but it's crazy because all those things are different.
Scripture.
Like you go to your job. You worked with Greg, right?
Yeah.
And he's there. Now you go there, he's not there.
Dude, I drove by where he works.
Yeah. That stuff is crazy, bro.
Dude, drove by where he worked. I drive by where he worked every day.
Still do.
Still do.
That's what I'm
it's
saying.
like on my way to the building, and I look over and I'm like,
man.
I'm like, damn,
that
Greg's not
stuff's
here no
tough.
more.
Like I look at stuff like that, and I still remember like the verse that I want to talk about.
Yeah.
But even like I talked to, I consider someone like my mom. Like my mom knew my dad since she was like 12, bro. Like she spent literally her entire life. Like, do any of us truly remember 10, 9, 8 years old, 11? Like actual core memories? Probably not.
Core, no.
You know what I'm saying? Probably not. But for my mom, it's like as far back as I could remember, like this guy's been there. You know what I'm saying? Now he's not. Like, how do I react? How do I live? So when I look at my mom, I judge that situation totally different because my mind is like, yo, dude, she literally lost the person that she had spent her entire life with. Literally.
Yeah.
So it's like, damn, that's tough. So, but the verse that helped me was Paul speaks and he says something along the lines of like, those that have lost people, I'm going to paraphrase what he says, but those that have lost people, and in the context in which he's saying it passed away. Like those that have lost loved ones, you didn't really lose them. They're resting with the Lord. You know what I'm saying? So that helped me in the sense like, dude, I mean, Dad's resting. He's waiting for Jesus to come back so I could see him again. So what lit a flame under me was like, now I have to make sure that I live a certain way worthy enough to see him again.
Yes.
So my mindset was like, I don't have time to grieve. And the reality is, bro, I didn't have time to grieve. It was like, passes away on Sunday, and it's like, yo, so what are you gonna do with the church? So there's this big matzo ball in the situation. It's like a church. Like you got members, man. You got responsibilities, and that was tough. So for me, I was like, dude, I was a hot mess. Like I was a hot mess, bro.
Yeah, because it wasn't like a changing of hands, if you will. Like it was like, you know what I mean? Like,
bro, it wasn't like
he literally passes it down.
Yeah, dude,
you know what I mean?
I look at stuff like that. I'm like, I always like Greg. Like, you know what? To be honest with you, like the situation with Greg and your pops probably would have been different had you been able to have those conversations with Greg, like you had with your dad right before he passes. Like, I'm still talking to you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Greg is like, oh, hey, good morning, bud. Oh, hey, you find
Goodbye.
Goodbye. Yeah. There's no goodbye. Like for my dad, there was no goodbye. Like I never had a conversation with him. Like even when he was in the hospital, I mean, he was on machines and he was completely gone. Like he was gone. He had he was gone. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I never was able to talk to him. So I always look at like deep down inside, when people have conversations with loved ones, like I want to be like, shut up, because you got to talk to him. Like I don't mean that to you. I'm just like in my head, like my flesh is like, I wish I was given
got this.
10 minutes.
Yeah,
And it's terrible. Like, it's such a terrible way to think of it. I acknowledge that. But for people to be like, yeah, my, again, how'd your mom pass? If you don't mind me asking?
She was sick for a while.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's something like that.
Multiple different things.
But let's say it's cancer or something like that.
Yeah.
One of my good friends passed away of cancer. And, I saw him strong. I would golf with him. And then I just saw his body just completely fall apart.
Yeah.
And, like, I looked up to him. He was, like, my mentor when I got into banking. And so I could appreciate that. But even then, I would still be able to conversate with people. And what... So I guess my point is, like, when you're going through stuff like that, we don't appreciate conversations as much because there are people that experience grief and never get to have those conversations. Mm-hmm. Like, someone would be like, yeah, my mom died of cancer, and I was with her the whole time. And part of me is like, I'm not going to disparage. I'm not going to disparage the fact that she passed away, but it must be nice that you got to spend 6 months with her, even though she was passing away. Mm-hmm. It's an amazing thing. Like, it's so weird. Like, I don't know if anyone has experienced talking to someone that's literally dying of cancer. Yeah. Like, there's an understanding there. Yeah. Like, I'm fighting this, but like, I know it's probably not going to go my way. Yeah. It's one of those, like Joe Mazzulla, he said this thing, which was crazy. They were talking about, he's like, oh, your challenges of life. They were like, oh, do you ever speak to those challenges of life? Being a professional basketball player, and Mazzulla's like, challenges? This is fun. This is a blessing. I just left Boston Children's Hospital, and he's like, I was talking to kids that had more life than I did, and they know they're gonna die in 2 weeks. Right. Like, you want to talk about perspective? That's perspective. Yeah. So my point is, like, people never get to talk to their dad right before he dies. Right. Yeah, and you sat there next to him and watched him pass. Not being able to conversate and communicate is tough.
Yeah. It's like the comparison with my wife, with Ashley, because her dad was killed when she was, like, really young. So, like, she obviously didn't grow up with him. And then kind of similar for me, like, I didn't grow up with my dad, but I look at it like I at least had a week, and then I at least got to kind of see him go. Yeah. And I'm like, at least I had that opportunity, and I was more of an adult. Like, she was just a child. You know what I mean? Like, I can kind of maintain those core memories a little bit more than her as a child.
I don't know if I knew that.
So it's like, again, perspective of, like, well, at least I got, and then just for anybody that has never gotten to meet their dad, like, bro, at least you got a week. At least you got a week and a half to see him.
I think I said that. I think I had mentioned something along those lines. It's like, dude, it's almost like, man, why did God allow me to go to kind of resurrect this relationship that I never really had, to all of a sudden kind of take him away from me? Right. And it's like, well, because if he didn't allow that to happen, you would live with that for the rest of your life. And I think it's important to appreciate, not necessarily appreciate, but kind of understand where you come from. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I think sometimes we overlook that. At least for me, like, I've appreciated that so much now, like, that I'm years in ministry, like, understanding the difficulties that is those certain things, and dealing with certain people, and learning what not to deal with, and learning what to deal with, as opposed, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. And it's kind of like, now I understand why you lost your hair. Now I understand why you kind of changed the way you were as a person. I can appreciate that so much more, man. It's crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy.
And I think for me too, I don't know if I've mentioned this, but it's like, all the stories that I heard of my dad growing up was like, he was an alcoholic. He was a Jekyll and Hyde alcoholic, was drunk when you were born, was in the drunk tank when you were born, like, didn't get to come see you, whatever, saw you after, like, all these different, just, like, drunk, like, not a great person. And then to go out and see him in 2010 for the first time, we went out to dinner, and everybody, this was back when I was drinking, you know, we're like, you know, hey, what do you guys want to drink? Oh yeah, I'll grab a beer. My brother grab a beer. My other brother grab a beer. My dad, oh no, I haven't touched this stuff in years. And then like we're getting in the car, we're driving to the Jack in the Box. And before he gets in, he puts his hand on top of the car and he's like, Lord, I just pray that you watch over us as we go and that we arrive to our destination without injury or harm. And I was like,
who the hell is this guy?
This is, you know, it was like an introduction.
It's totally different than what I heard.
But it was also an introduction, like, as I look back and reflect on it, it's just like an introduction of how, like, God worked in him and how much he relied on God in that moment. Again, like, I think a lot of us do take that moment for granted, too. And I try to kind of focus that into in my prayers. It's like, dude, just help me get from A to B. And it's like, that was something so small that a lot of us take for granted, that he took a moment out of his day to be like, hey, let me just talk to God and have him secure this vehicle before we go.
Yeah, I like that. I like that. It's those little things, man.
To see the transformation in him and like be like, that's possible. Because then when I was going through it with, not that I was like a severe alcoholic, but like I would drink every day after work. I would rely on it sometimes, you know.
I was a severe alcoholic.
You know, but I would rely on it. But just the reliability, like, oh, I want to have a good time. Let's drink. Oh, I don't feel that great. Let's drink. Oh, I want, you know.
Yeah, that's.
I'm angry.
That's alcoholic.
Let's drink.
Yeah, that's an alcoholic.
You know what I mean? And then and being able to be like, well, my dad can do it through God.
Right.
I can do that too.
Right. That's good, man. That was me. That was me too, and it's weird. We looked. I look towards things, and you look to things to help you, right? And it, whether it be vices or whatever, and your hope is that those things kind of get you through whatever, and you get to the point of convincing yourself that you're in need of those things.
100%.
And for me, it was like God can be that for you. So that's when you talk about, like, when people talk about mental health, when people talk about, you know, I was really touched by something that this guy said this past Sunday when he was preaching. He said something along the lines of, like, when you're consumed, I'll paraphrase and I'll kind of make it my own, but when you're consumed, you were upstairs, right, with the kids? Yeah. So he had said something like, when you're consumed with, like, really uncontrollable emotions, whether it be anxiety or depression or whatever, you don't allow the Holy Spirit into your life.
Yeah.
Like those really uncontrollable emotions, are taking the place of the Lord in you.
I can see that.
So it's like you can't be filled with the Holy Spirit if you're consumed with fear. You can't be filled with the Holy Spirit if you're consumed with anxiety or consumed with depression or consumed with anger, or bitterness, or whatever it may be the case. Right. I'm like, yeah, man, that's true. So sometimes, like, we say things. It's like, so what he was essentially saying was, like, when you get to speaking about your current situation, and it's like, I talk to people and I try to give them advice, or I'm in a counseling session, you know, one of the things that I try to tell the person is, like, your words really do matter. Like, when you say something like, you know, I'm anxious, I'm a very anxious person, or I'm a very dramatic person, I'm very emotional. When you make definitive statements, proclamations like that, like, that's what you should not do. Like, you're not an anxious person. You may have anxious thoughts. You're not dealing with, you're not a depressive person. You're not dealing with depression like that. Yeah. You're having moments of depression. So it's almost like, let's change your vocabulary, right? You don't want to own those sorts of things. You don't want to claim them to be what you are. Make that distinction. Like, even the Bible says it. Like, the Bible, like, a lot of times people kind of, like, hear what I say and they're like, oh, dude, you're not being, say, empathetic enough, or you're not being as compassionate. Right. Because, hey, you know, these are real emotions. I'm not saying that they're not real emotions. I'm saying that they're real feelings. But our emotions it's intrinsic to us. It's organic to us. So what we have to do is, like, even the Bible says it, like, give me your anxious thoughts. Be anxious about nothing. So the Bible's clear. Like, I know you're going to be anxious.
Right.
But you have to give me those so that you are not anxious, or whether it be depression or even suicidal thoughts, man. Like, even the Bible speaks of those sorts of things. And it's like, let's use that. So don't own those things. Don't claim those things over your life. Don't proclaim those things over your life. Like, don't say that I'm an anxious person, because then you will be what? An anxious person.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Don't say you're a failure. Why? Because then you will be a failure.
Right. I was listening to something today, and it was like, you know, when you say things to yourself, like, who's the person that hears it? It's like, you are. Like,
Absolutely.
every time you say it, like, oh, I'm never gonna make it. I'm an alcoholic. I'm this. I'm that. Whatever.
The more it's said, the more you believe it. Like, whether it's like positive or negative. Like, you
Absolutely.
if you keep
Yeah.
feeding yourself negativity,
Dude, for sure.
Gonna get to a point
You're the
where
one.
you're gonna believe that.
You're the one saying it.
Yeah.
And I mean, the reality is, the Bible says that in the tongue of man there is power of life and death. So we can either speak things of life, or we can speak things of death. I mean, I had said this on Tuesday. The abundance of the heart speaks the mouth. So if you're sitting there, I'm a failure, I'm never going to make it, I'm a this, I'm a that. I mean, this isn't decisions that these aren't decisions that you have made. Like, we think, oh, I've calculated this, and this is what I've calculated. No, it's much more profound than a superficial calculation that you've determined from your intellect. No, man, this is intrinsic to you. This thinking that you're a failure is coming from your heart. The thinking that you're a depressive is coming from your heart, or that you're fighting chains of anxiety or sickness or whatever may be the case. I mean, the reality is that's there, man. That's in your heart. Now you got to figure out a way to get it out of there. So how do you do that?
And sometimes those feelings aren't even reality either. You know, like failure, you know, like, you know, we talked about this on the pod, but like, you know, I get in my moments where I'm like, oh man, like the pod's not going where I want it to be. And then I'm like, and then Crispy's always like, bro, like, look at the setup that we have. Like, look at the things that we have. Look how we're growing. Like, look, like, you're not failing. You're just someone. I forget what I was watching or reading, and somebody was like, you're not failing. You're just watching somebody else's timeline and expecting to be on that timeline instead of your own timeline. Or you're in your own place. Like, even in our walk, like, even in this walk, like, we're like, oh man, like, I just feel like I'm not in the place that I should be. But it's like, okay, you know, take a step back and kind of examine that. Like, if you're putting in the work and you're doing what you're supposed to, then it's like, now you're just comparing timelines with somebody else. Now, if you're not doing anything, then it's like, okay, well, you probably got to put
that's what
now
I would
you're
say
starting
to
to
that.
fail.
That's what I would say
Yeah.
to that.
Like, you
I
gotta
would
put the
I
work
would
in.
say like what do you measure failure with? Like, for me, failure would be not doing it.
Yeah.
Like, if I do it, that's a win, bro. Like, we've talked about this. I don't know how many times we've talked about this. Failure to me is not producing, like, results. Failure to me would be not producing the thing.
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
it's not on me to necessarily generate the results. I mean, I have some semblance of influence to that.
Right.
But the reality is, my job is just to put it out there. It's like, I mean, consider what Paul says, right? The Apostle Paul says something like, he says, one of you guys water, one of you guys seed, but the Lord gives the increase. So maybe my role, right? So put it like this. So we'll use this as an example. Like, Justin seeds Chris, and then he sees Chris and he doesn't see Chris grow, right? And then he's like, oh damn. And then all of a sudden Chris talks to me and I water him, and then suddenly, boom, Chris grows. Like, that's not a knock on you. It's not a knock on you the same way that it's not a direct result of me.
Right.
It's the Lord that does the thing. You know what I'm saying? So understanding, like, to your point, in a certain extent, understanding like that timeline thing is like, nah, man, you do what you're supposed. You do what you're supposed to do within what you're supposed to do it, and then the results of how kind of it develops. I mean, that's all. That's the Lord.
Yeah.
The Lord will do what He needs to do.
It's like forgiveness too. Like we always talk about with forgiveness. Like,
Oh, yeah,
forgive
man.
the other person, and as long as you do that, like their response can be. I mean, your hope is obviously that they receive, you know, that you're asking or whatever it is, or that you're telling them that you forgive them. Their response is completely, again, neither here nor there, but it's like you've done your part.
Yeah, you you at the end of the day, you control what is in your control. Like as simple as it seems, you control what you control, and what you can't control, you have to be okay with not being able to control it.
Yeah.
Like that's really what it boils down to. It's like the injuries. You can control how you approach your rehab. You can control those
Right.
things. You can control how you respond mentally and emotionally to say not being able to walk down the stairs or not being able to dunk anymore. You know what I'm saying? Like you can you are in control of your reaction to those sorts of things. Like I love the fact that the Bible speaks to that so heavily, where it speaks to like self-control, your ability to not blaming your environment, not blaming the people that aren't there for you. The Bible just focuses and highlights the fact of it's me. It's like, how do I react to it? How am I reacting to it? What am I doing with what I'm called to do? Like you sit there, it's like the parable of the talents, man.
Yep.
The parable of the talents. I get 10, Jay gets 5, Life gets 1. Life gets mad because he gets 1 because he looks at Justin's 5 and Eric's 10. But it's all relative. Like your 1 for you is my 10 for me, and Jay's 5 for him. And then you get upset because he gets 5, I get 10, but you don't realize that if you put the 1 to work, that maybe you do get 5. Maybe you do get 10.
Yeah.
But what happens? You get butthurt because Jay got 5, and then you stick your 1 in the ground. And then you're like, shame on you, God. Like, I can't believe you gave me 1. You gave him 5. Well, the Lord's like, I gave you 1, but what did you do with the 1 that I gave you?
Right.
You didn't do anything with it.
Yeah.
That's your fault. It's always there's like this overarching like elephant in the room when it comes to the gospel and ministry and talents and gifts, and it's like it's accountability. Like at the end of the day, it's all on us. Like we can't be like, oh, the pastor you gave me, the wife that you gave me, the life that you gave me. No pun, right? but that's really what it boils down to. And it's like I feel like society has kind of created that model as like a catch-all, as maybe some sort of excuse or whatever may be the case. And it's like when you look at scripture, you can't play that game with the Lord, because God knows your heart. He knows your intentions. He understands how you make decisions. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's like you can fool people, like, but you can't fool me.
Right.
So I'm like, I guess I have to be truthful then. I can't trick you then. I can't kind of just tell you what I want to feel. Oh, because you know my thoughts, right? You know my words before I think the thought, which is what the Bible says, which is crazy to me.
Yeah.
He gives you what he knows you can handle, and once you can handle that, like he'll give you a little more to work with, and like that's where the blessings come from. You know what I mean?
Bro, you're
And the
preaching.
things that he
Yeah.
give you.
And that's what the Bible says.
Yeah.
The Bible says, because you were faithful over little, I will give you more. Essentially, that's what he's saying, which is crazy. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy that that's the case. That stuff's wild, man.
I've been listening to a lot of motivational stuff this morning while I was at the gym trying to run and lift and stuff. And one of the things that the guy said, and it stuck out to me, and it's just relative to obviously what we're talking about. He was like, everything you have is everything you need.
Well, I like that.
You know, and it goes like back to like the talents thing that you were talking
Yeah.
about. Like, if you have one talent, that's everything that you need to get started, to make 5, to make 10, to use for whatever. It's like God gave it to you, like you said.
Yeah.
God gave it to you for a reason. That's what you can handle.
Yeah.
In that sense, use it.
Yeah, I like that. It's like breaking.
If I have a 1 and I work, real hard to get to the 5, maybe you'll end up with an 8 or 9. You know what I mean? Like you never know.
Yeah, think of it like this. I remember I was dealing with this. I was dealing with this kid that had an alcohol problem, right? And he really wanted to break it. Like, this is a true story. He was an alcoholic, and he wanted to break that vice of alcoholism. And man, he was tough because he would go 7, 8, 9 days sober, and then he would be like,
Yep.
crash, bro. Binge, bro. Weekend, like in a ditch type stuff. And he'd come back and he'd be like, I can't do it. Like, I can't do it. Like, I'm a failure. I can't do it. I failed my spouse. I failed the Lord. I failed my kids. I can't do it. And I'm like, start again. Like the Bible says, a righteous man falls down 7 times and the Lord picks him up. Try again. So he starts again, 3 or 4 days, falls again, right back down. Oh, I can't do it. I can't do it. I'm like, listen, man. And you said it. Like, you have 1, and if I put that 1, I get to 8, 9, or 10. Listen how simple this is. How do you get to 100? How do you get to 100 days sober?
1 day at a time.
1 day at a time. You start at 1. There's no way you can get to 100 if you don't first start at 1. And I said to him, I'm like, listen, man, at the end of the day, you have these, I'm never going to drink again. That's a big,
oh yeah, we've had
that's a big burden of responsibility that you're putting on yourself.
Yeah.
Like, don't speak like that. And he's like, oh,
it's the absolute that you
that's those absolutes that really, that hamstring you, especially dealing with fallen people like we are, sinful people, flesh people.
Because then when you fall, it like hits you even
bro,
harder.
It hits
you're
you even
like,
more
I
because
said
you
that I was
failed
never going to
yourself,
do it,
bro.
and I did it.
And I did it. I never was going to do it, and now I did it. So it's like, don't say that, man. How am I supposed to say it? Dude, what does the Bible say? Look at it like this. Don't worry about tomorrow. Worry about today. So every day is day 1. Don't even count days, bro.
Yeah,
every day is day 1. Tomorrow's day 1.
Yeah.
The day after tomorrow is day 1. But if you sit there counting days, is scratching 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, start again, scribble, 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 erase, 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 because I failed. No, don't do that. Every day is day 1. Every moment is day 1. Every turn is day 1. Every situation is day 1. Like I'm thinking like when you deal with situations like that, it's so much, you're putting yourself at a much better position to deal and react to things than if you didn't do that.
Right.
If you didn't do that. So like your 1 most certainly will become 2 if you put your 2 to work, if you put your 1 to work. But man, if you sit there saying I want $100 and you're pissed because you got $1, like put the $1 to work, man. Get that 100. Like how do you think the 100 gets there? Incrementally, 1, 2, 3, so on and so forth. Right. You know what I'm saying? And it's the same thing with sobriety, bro. When people deal with sobriety, when people deal with vices, then trying to get rid of those things, man. Anything, whatever it is, man, whatever it is.
You gotta keep showing up for yourself, keep showing up for God too.
You show up for yourself, you set it up 1 day at a time. Like literally. Like 1 day at a time, man. I'm huge into that. I talked to that within the church circle. I found ways to incorporate that in people that I speak to, like customers. Like what's your short-term goal, man? You want to buy something. Like I had a conversation today. Listen to this, man. How relevant this is to this conversation. So I had a conversation today with a family of 4. 2 grown adults, 2 grown adult children. So they're like 20s, 20, 21. Mom and dad. They want to buy a house. Okay, cool. All of them work. Good credit. Okay, fine. The parents are older. Obviously, they got adult children. And they all want to buy a house together. And I was like, listen, man, can I say something? And they're like, oh, sure, Eric, go ahead. Why are you including your children? And the children are on the call. Why are you including your children in this journey of home ownership? because they earn money and that will help us get a higher purchase price. I'm like, yeah, but you're also hamstringing your children in purchasing a house in the future.
Right, exactly.
Like, why do you want to do that? And I'm like, no offense to whatever conversations you guys have had in the past. Like, you really should be having this conversation with the kid and just know that at some point in time, if that's the case, like, the kid can't take advantage of like first-time home buyer programs or anything like that.
Right.
Like, you really should be like, hey, let us do it, and they could do it. And they were like, damn, that's true. It's, again, short-term goal, long-term goal. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
It's totally. It's one of those things that we have to kind of consider when you deal with certain stuff like that. Like we've talked about, like those decisions, man.
It's like rushing into it too soon.
Yeah,
And you get and without thinking of just like those ramifications of it, and then all of a sudden, if you do go through with it, then you get stuck, and then you're like, I can't backtrack and fix it because we're here now.
Yeah, you can't. There's no going back.
Yeah.
There's no going back. I mean, Solomon says it. I mean, I talked about it the other day on Bread and Beans. Solomon says in Proverbs chapter 21, hasty decisions lead to sin. Essentially what he says.
What's done is done.
What's done is done. You can't undo
change
it. You can't change. You
You
can't
literally
undo it.
can't.
And to be honest with you,
You can't.
That
You can correct how you move forward.
right.
That
That
you
has
can do.
helped me with everything. Like, especially when it comes to grief.
Yeah.
Like, I can't change the fact that my dad died.
Right.
Like, it's like what it's like Rick Pitino in that famous interview. Like, Larry Bird ain't walking through that door. Robert Parrish ain't walking through that door.
Right.
Like, my dad's gone, bro. Like, he ain't walking through that door.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it's
Yeah.
like, as difficult as it is to say it, and maybe like
It's the truth, though.
but it's the truth.
It's the God honest
It's
truth.
the
That's the
truth.
God's
You get what I'm
honest
saying?
truth, bro.
And it's one of those things. It's like, bro, can you just like get to the point of understanding like that ain't gonna ever change.
Right.
It's never going to change.
Right.
That is what it is.
Yep.
So it's like what you guys were saying earlier, like, how do I react to this? Because nothing is going to change. Nothing I do is going to change the situation that we're in of, dad's gone, mom gone, etc. Nothing is going to change that. So how do I move forward from here instead of trying, because I know a lot of time with grief, like we try to just like replay everything, try to go back, try to do this, try to do that, in the sense of looking backwards. And it's like, you can continue to look backwards. Like I actually had this thought the other day. I was like thinking about just like high school and all the different decisions that I would like redo over. And it's like, I was kind of like half asleep with it, but I finally like reached a point and like I woke up kind of, and I was just like, you're in your reality. There is nothing that you can do right now to change all those years of stuff that you did.
This is your timeline.
Yep.
Yeah.
You're in your reality.
This ain't the Marvel universe, bro.
You can pray to God, who
This is
who
your
sees all
timeline.
time and can do all things. But at the end of the day, it's like, this is where you are.
Yeah,
So like,
I like that.
what do you do from now?
I like that.
I'm sure you guys have seen the clip from Gary Vee where he's talking to somebody, and like she goes, I want to be somebody. And then he says, you are somebody.
I melt every time I
Yeah.
see that
They were
video.
right now,
I
like,
melt.
whatever you're
Bro,
doing.
she stops
Yeah.
and she just burst in tears, bro.
That's good stuff.
Burst into tears. Like,
That's good stuff.
nobody's ever told her that phrase before in her life, dude. And she was just looking for somebody to say it, and he said it, and she just melted, bro.
It resonated. So it's almost like you have to embrace that piece.
Yeah.
Like, you just got to do it.
Yeah.
Like, we're talking like, so to your point, like, yo, this is high school year. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, I could have done this, I could have done that. Oh, damn, I really should have done that. I really did. Oh man, I should have never went to the midfield. I should have just stuck doing my goalie drills. And it's like, man, this is what it is, man. This is
what
who
it
you
is.
are.
You look back and you think about it like, okay, like if you did, X, Y, and Z before, like, would it have really mattered? Because, like, you're in this position right now, and it's a good situation, you know what I mean?
like,
and even if it's not, like, you're alive, you're still breathing, you know what I mean?
100%. Like, I look back and I'm like, to go back to whatever. Like, I look back and it's like, I guess, yeah. I mean, I had a 1280 SAT. I ran a 4.340. I was a 23-foot long jumper. I benched 225 like 35 times. I'm like, this is like combine stuff. This is like for sure D1 in track, potentially D1 in football. Like that had been the case. I mean, anything is possible, right?
Yeah.
And it's like, that sounds good. Okay. But then I look at everything else. It's like you remove one piece, one decision, and then all of a sudden your reality isn't really your reality.
It's
anymore.
not.
You know what I'm
It's
saying?
different.
It's
Again,
different,
one
bro.
choice.
One choice
alters
is different.
your future.
One choice is different. And it's like the family dynamic is not the same.
Yeah.
Like at that point, my dad still's a pastor.
Yeah.
Right? But I'm probably not. You get what I'm saying? I'm probably on ESPN First Take. Like, best case scenario in my very carnal-minded mind.
Yeah.
But it's like, what are the songs that we're going to do this week? Like, the mindset is like, I'd much rather have a tangible effect on people, like one-on-one, than some influencer. I'm like, I'm okay with the choice. I'm okay with my timeline at this point. Like to take that idea, I'm fully embraced, man. I'm all about it now.
Yeah. Because look where it got you too, right? It's like if you had done that, like maybe you would have been more focused on like a football career, or we'll just say football career, right? You're more focused on that. So then like there's less church, there's less reform in the church.
There'd be no church.
Not be,
in my eyes,
to not be an alcoholic. You know what I mean? So it's like you're playing football and like maybe being an alcoholic.
Yeah.
It's like, again, would I rather have the life of a football player that's probably an alcoholic, maybe career gets ruined because of alcoholism?
Gambling,
whatever. Or my soul saved and I'm touching people and impacting
lives.
Impacting lives.
In a much more profound way.
In a healthier way.
Because I mean, influencers, I don't want to disparage them. Influencers can influence people.
Yeah.
But they can't be that conduit to transform people. You know what I mean? Like I don't think I would have been a Tim Tebow and used my platform for good.
Right.
Like that's my thing. I'm like, that would not have been me. You get what I'm saying? I would not have. People would be like, oh, but you were a believer. Yeah, but you don't understand that my mindset. My mindset was very different. I was not a Tim Tebow. Like I was not that. I was like an Aaron Hernandez, dude. I wasn't a Tim Tebow. Like that's not me. You know what I mean? Okay, I was more like a Brandon Spikes, not a Aaron Hernandez.
Yeah,
but you get what I'm saying.
There's a lot of bad that comes from like having the feeling of like having it all and just thinking like, oh, I'm untouchable. I'm unwittable.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, you kidding me?
Like,
man, I mean, dude. At the end of the day, like I sit back and I go to church. And I'll look at people and I'll kind of scan the crowd, and every single moment I look at the person, like at different individuals in the crowd, like say we're doing a worship set or something. And to a certain extent, I know some of their situations, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I'm just like, man, dude's in the moment right now. Like he's crying, she's crying. Yeah. I know what they're dealing with. And it's like, and I'm here with them for that. And it's like, that's much more what's the word, I don't want to say satisfying, but more fulfilling than anything else. And I'm like, this is cool. Like this really is cool.
Yeah.
Like I'm okay. I could dig this. Which I do. But it's getting to that point of like, just embrace it. Like you have to be okay with it.
You have
to be okay with it,
because It's the reality.
Because if you're not,
Your
then
emotions don't care.
yeah, like people will get stuck, man. I've talked about grief. Like I've had conversations, really tough conversations with people, and it's like, dude, you have to move on with your life. Like if you don't move on with your life,
You're still here.
you're gonna be stuck 7, 8, 9 years ago with the death of somebody. Like the worst thing is someone dying and the person dying with them. Like you're still living, bro.
Yeah.
You're still alive. You still have life. You know what I'm saying? You can't also die. Like I'm not taking away like you've been impacted by their death.
For sure.
Yeah.
But you can't be with them there. Like continue your life, man.
Right.
Live.
Yeah.
You know, maybe keep a legacy, you know, find a way to maybe keep their legacy or something like that. But like, again, have the understanding, like they're no longer here. But like maybe something that they did, like if they were involved in something, like continue that for them. Like, I mean, I use this as a loose example, but like the church, like your pastor, your dad started the church. So instead of you just like continuing to stay in the grieving process, you're like, all right, I'm going to pick up the reins. I'm going to take the church and we're going to continue.
Oh, for sure.
You know what I mean?
That was the way.
Push forward.
Yeah. So that I like that because I mean, the Bible says, "You are not worthy of the kingdom of heaven if you put your hands on the plow and look backwards." Right. So what Jesus is saying is like, you can't do this thing called your journey with me while also looking behind. Like the moment that you grab hold of me, it's forward the whole time. Yeah. You can't look backwards. There's what has happened has happened. Right. Like you can't change that. Like I don't know if I've ever said this. And I don't know if I've ever said this, at least here or anywhere, to be honest with you. Was the first church that we had in Lowell. Like the one we had right before we moved to Billerica. Okay. Again, I don't think I've ever had this conversation, at least not here.
The one near the old DMV or whatever?
By the old DMV.
Yeah.
Part of me. So let me give you a little backstory. So we're in that space for like 15 years, bro.
Oh, snap.
I was there from high school all the way, like probably like 7th, 8th grade.
Okay.
I'm telling you, a long history in that place. So my dad passes away and we're still at that place. And about a year later, after my dad passed, we got an eviction notice to leave the property. And I was like, what the heck? Why? So, whatever, I meet with the owners, and the owner was like, there's like a $25,000 unpaid balance from like 5 years ago. I'm like, okay, I'll pay it off. I'll pay it. Oh, well, the rate is also under the market. I'm like, okay, so then let's renegotiate the terms of the lease. Oh, there was no term. Your dad had a month to month. I'm like, my dad's been gone for 12 months. Like, what's the issue?
Right.
We're going in another direction. Like every single thing that I said, they came back with like a rebuttal. And at that point, I'm like, I got attorneys pro bono, real estate attorneys working for me. They're like, what should I say? Say this, say that. So this is lingo that I'm very familiar with. So, I gave them like 2 proposals, like legitimate attorney drafted proposals. Pay off the debt.
Yeah.
Market rate.
Yeah.
Going forward.
Yeah.
Escalated lease terms for per annual basis, like a 3% increase, like legit terms. No. Every single one of them. No. So I was like, damn, okay. So that eviction was like, I still have the letter, bro. Like, I still have it. I want to frame it and like put it in my office.
Yeah.
Because check this out, bro. Because I really feel like that was like a change. And so, anyways, we get the letter. The letter's like dated some date in like January, and we had to leave by the end of the month. So that our church anniversary is like in February.
Yeah.
So the church anniversary coincides with my dad's birthday. So every birthday is a church anniversary for my dad, which is like a double kick in the nuts. It's like pat and pat. It's like celebrate, but deal with that kind of like
it's grief. A reminder. Yeah.
It's a constant reminder, which sucks. So I'm like, So I went multiple weeks and trying to renegotiate terms with the landlord, and it was like no. And I'm like, well, listen. At the end of the day, you're not giving me ample time. We could sit here and go to court. We could do this, but I'm asking you as a courtesy to give me through the end of February. Like we're celebrating our. At that point, it was like a 25-year anniversary or whatever it was. We're celebrating our 25th anniversary. You're telling me to leave in 3 weeks. I can't pick up and go somewhere with a 150-member congregation. I need space. I need time. I need to be able to find a space. Like, I need more time. So he was like, okay. So it's one of those things, like, I go to that space, the old church space at that time, right after my dad died. Like, the chair that he would sit on, I removed it. Like, I didn't want it there anymore.
Yeah.
The spot that he would pray, I would never stand there. I would never kneel there. Even the placement of the drums, I moved. Like, I completely changed the layout of at least the main stage.
Right, yeah, because then not everything you're seeing is reminding you of him.
Everything was.
Right, exactly.
Everything was. The color of the drapes,
Yeah.
the color of the walls.
Yeah.
Bro, everything was like a swift kick in the nuts, man.
Right.
Like, I couldn't enjoy a church service, although I did, because you have that lingering
Constant reminder.
constant reminder of the presence of your
Yeah.
dad, which just passed away. Which, by the way, yo, for those that don't know, like, my dad preached on Sunday. Preached. The next Sunday, he was gone. Like, just understand, like, it wasn't like, oh, he got sick. Like,
Right.
no. It was like Sunday,
Yeah.
preach. Bro, that's, like, think of it. Like,
Yeah.
think of it like you're in church and then the pastor of the church preaches on Sunday. A great message. Tuesday service, Thursday service. You didn't go to any of those services because he was sick. He didn't want to leave the house. And he didn't let us see him either. And then the following Sunday, he's gone. So the fact that we got kicked out for me was that blessing. And at that point, it
No
wasn't.
more reminders.
It was the reminders now no longer there. So now it was like, okay, you've been constantly reminded. You're not able to fully embrace this. So now I'm going to move you out of this
Yeah.
space,
Oh, 1,000%.
and you're going to make something for
Yours.
yourself.
Yeah.
Now this is your. Now, I don't want to. Don't
Yeah,
misinterpret what I'm saying.
No,
now
it's
this is your church.
Yeah.
Now this is your thing. You build it. I said, okay, and for me, that move could have been, yeah, I give up. You guys find a church. I'm okay with being a member at a church, bro. People think that I want to be in the front. No, I don't. Like, I'd much rather prefer to be that person sitting there. like I'm okay with that, bro.
Right.
Oh, you play the drums? Cool. Come through. Joey, you play the drums?
Yeah.
Be the drummer of the church.
Remember you
Oh,
told me that,
you
yeah.
get what I'm saying? Go right ahead. Do it.
Yeah.
I'm okay with that. But it was like, no, you're gonna build something. You're gonna make it. And people are gonna help you do that. And I was like, all right, cool, bet, let's do it. And then that was Billerica, and then now we're back in Lowell, which wild enough, like 10 years ago, my dad went around the building praying at that same spot. Like, my dad took his leadership team at that point, and he would go to the building, bro, and he would go around the building at like 5 in the morning.
What, where you are now?
Yeah.
Really? That's wild, bro.
He would go to where we're at now, and he would walk around the building with oil and drop it on the floor. I'm talking like 10 years ago. I mean, we've been there, what, 3 years now?
About 3 or 4.
3 years
Almost
now?
4,
And we're
I think.
talking, he passed away 7 years ago, so maybe like 2 or 3 years before he passed,
Yeah.
'Cause we've
he
done
was
3
doing
years,
that
I think.
around the building. Which is crazy.
Yeah, it is great.
To me,
that's
it's
crazy.
like-
full
Full
circle. moment before
circle.
you even
So it's
realize
like,
it.
yeah, you
Literally.
moved. Yeah, you're trying to take something. You're trying to build something to make maybe some sort of weird way to forget about your dad. But your dad was involved in this too. Like, it's almost like you get what I'm saying. That's
cool.
It's almost like King David, right? King David asks the Lord to let him build the temple, right? And the Lord was like, nah, bro, you got way too much blood on your hands. It's like, you got too much blood on your hands. So the story goes So he buys this plot of land. This is in the Bible, right? This is for those watching us. This is in the Bible. Whatever camera's on.
There you go. No,
This
you
one,
got the right
You are right.
this
You
is
are right.
this is in the Bible. So David commits a sin. So he goes to a particular piece of land. He goes, seeks out Jerusalem, and is like, this is a nice plot of land. Like, this is a nice piece of land. I want to sacrifice to the Lord here. The owner of the land is like, oh, King David, you want to sacrifice to the Lord? Absolutely. Take it. It's yours. And he's like, nah, man, how much? The guy's like, nah, I take it. I'm going to give it to you. And King David is like, at that point, he's like, I will never, I'm going to add to what he's saying, but this is what he was saying. I will never sacrifice something to God if it doesn't cost me. So what does he say? I'm going to buy it from you. Yeah. Whatever the cost is, I'm going to give you market value. I want to buy it. So he was not able to build the temple. He goes, asks God. God says no. So what does he do? Okay, then I won't build it. He lives his life. He dies. Many, many years later, his son builds the temple on the same exact piece of land that his dad bought 20 years earlier. That is like the Temple Mount ground now in Jerusalem. Like that Alyaska Mosque in Jerusalem, that golden dome, that's the same piece of land. Which, if you look at scripture, it's the same. Many believe, which I tend to agree as well, many believe that that piece of land was like Mount Moriah, where Abraham sacrifices Isaac. Same piece of land. You know what I'm saying? Moriah is like hotly debated on where it is. They don't know where it is. Yeah. But it all signs point to that. But again, we think that like, oh man, Lord, why would you allow something like that? But at the end of the day, man, oh man, his fingerprints are there. You know what I'm saying? Right. You can only sit back and be like, damn, like this isn't happenstance. This isn't purely coincidental. Like the Lord was involved in this, man. You kidding me? He had it all planned. That's dope, man.
That's why patience is so important and God's timing and not, like we were talking about earlier, not rushing the thing, because it's like there are things that can be set in motion from such a far away time and we think it's irrelevant, and then all of a sudden 10 years later it happens and then we're like, oh, got it. But
I
it's
understand.
Like, if I didn't rush, as long as I didn't rush or anything. Because again, we make that rush decision. Like, who's to say you made a rush decision and then got in this terrible place of a church? Constant, maybe constant reminders or whatever. Or the guy was like, "Yeah, sure. Like, we'll agree to the lease or whatever terms that you guys set up because you were trying to rush through it." And God was like, "No, like I want you out. Take the hint." Get out, and you could have kept pushing forward and been like, no, like we want to stay. Again, response to the situation.
It's responding to those situations, right? Like how are you going to react to it? Let's react to it the right way. Trust in the Lord, but also do things calculated. Make sure that you do it the right way.
Yes.
And not kind of crazy. So like even like getting into this spot now, it was like, I understand the market, man. Like, I'm not going to sit here and do a short-term lease and I understand the concept of time now, man. For those that don't understand, like we were in Billerica for 3 years. That felt like a blink of an eye.
It really did.
We don't understand when did you get there? A couple months after COVID?
October 2020.
Of COVID? Yeah. So we opened our first service there was like
probably a little before that.
March, April.
Yeah.
COVID happened. And then before you know it, we're moving. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. At least in my eyes, like literally, it felt like a pit stop. Like my point is like the concept of time is like mind-boggling that you don't even realize how quickly time passes. Like, bro, your head is like, oh, I just finished. I was just running right the other day. Like I was just in high school, man, playing ball. Like just the other day, bro. You're gonna be 40. Like that was 20 years ago.
Yeah. Right. I know.
You get what I'm saying? 20 years, dude.
Yeah.
Like you understand that? Like even like I don't know if it's just me, but even reading the Bible, it's like, you know, say Acts chapter, say 23, verse 30, Acts chapter 24, verse 1. That right there, like the transition from one verse to the next chapter, it's in a moment. In their time, it was like 2 years.
Yeah.
Like,
right,
holy crap.
Yeah,
it's like,
yeah.
damn, you kidding me? Like, that's how much time passed by? Like, even Joseph, like, I was blessed by the fact that I'm like, dude, the last time you saw him, he was 17 years old. And now he's 37. Are you kidding me?
Right.
Like, this was 20 years ago. Like, the last time you saw him was 20. The concept of time is wild. So for me, like, when I understand that time comes and just absolutely disappears, it's crazy to me. Like, that adds... there's almost like a healthy fear there, right? You're like there was a part of me, like, in a couple weeks ago, maybe like a couple months ago, I was like, damn, man, like, life is real. Like, people die. and I had that thought, like, many years after my dad passed away, but even when my dad passed away. But then you see people like Hulk Hogan dying, and then Chuck Norris dying, and kind of like all those childhood heroes that we grew up with. Mm-hmm. And you're just like, damn,
we're getting there,
dude. He's 80, I'm 40. That's like half my life. Mm-hmm. That means that I'm at like par 9. I'm like at the 9th hole of my life. So it's like, okay, now it's like, okay, I'm not a kid anymore. I'm not this, I'm not that. Now it's, okay, how do I deal with that? Well, one day at a time.
Yeah. I look at it too. I mean, all things considered, obviously, right? Like, being almost 40 myself, it's like, you look at the average life expectancy, and it's like, I could theoretically, and this is more of like me just like kind of easing into the 40 as well too, of like, I could live everything that I've done up until now all over again.
Yeah. Yeah.
All things considered. Obviously, quality of life is going to be
quality of life is different. Sure.
But it's like, I can, all things considered, I can still kind of relive this all over again.
Which helps.
Time frame.
I would think that, I would consider that to be something pretty cool.
Because then I look back, like we look back and we're like, damn, like 20 years ago, like, man, that was so long ago. Like, look at all,
have like another like 40, 50 years to live.
Look at all the things that I did.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, like, imagine all the things that I could possibly do in the same amount of time. Hopefully new things, not the same things.
Right.
But like, hopefully new things.
That's dope. That's a cool way to look at it. I never really looked at it like that. I looked at it more like my glass is half empty. I'm like, my glass is half empty. Damn, bro, what am I supposed to do? I'm gonna take a really long time making like really small sips as I go through, as I finish the water in my cup.
Yeah, right.
That's crazy though. But yeah, no, for me, like time, the concept of time has really kind of been like I don't want to say like an eye opener, but it's almost like a constant reminder, which just kind of adds to what we've been talking about, like like carpe diem, like seize in the moment right now, like being all about right now. Like, man, don't worry about that stuff, man. Embrace right now. Right now. And that concept is so biblical, bro. Like, for real, it is so biblical. Like, I've talked about it here in the past, I think. Probably. We've talked about so many things.
Right.
But it's like, even time. Like, people talk to me like, yo, pastor, how can you do all this stuff? Like, you work a full-time job, you're a pastor, you play the drums, you do this, you have your pod. Like, where do you find time for anything? And it's weird. It's like, I don't know. God is like slows time down for me.
That is so true.
It's so weird. I can't explain it. You have to do it to experience what I'm talking about. Mm-hmm. Like, I sat and watched Mario movie the other day, like with the kids and the family, and it's like an hour and a half movie. Went out to eat or whatever. That felt like a weekend getaway for me. It's the weirdest thing. Right. Like, maybe for the kids, they thought it to be like a moment, but for me, that felt like I took a plane trip. Like, we rented an Airbnb. Like, you get what I'm saying? And it's weird, bro. I cannot explain it, man. The Bible says, right? This is so dope, man. The Bible says that God gives a peace that surpasses all understanding. Like, you're gonna try to make sense of it in your head, and you're like, I just can't explain it. So when I'm like, dude, I don't know, man, it felt like a weekend. I'm being truthful. Like, it honestly felt like a weekend. And for me, it's like, I think the Lord rewards people that live like that. Like, I'm going to give God my everything right now. I'm going to not give him the leftover. I'm going to give him from the meat. I'm going to give him from the fiber, from the fervor, and then whatever's left over, I'll enjoy. Right? Rather than people do it the other way around. I'm going to enjoy, and then when I'm whatever's left over, then I'll give to God.
Like the tithing. We had that conversation because I was talking about, what the 10% or whatever that I give. And I was like, yeah, like I factor in like my bills, I count all that stuff, I subtract all that money first, and then whatever I have left, like that's what I'll give to God. And you were like, flip it real quick, because like God's the one that gave that to you. Flip the max versus the other way around.
Which I will say, sometimes, man, we lead into things, especially when it comes to things with the Lord and even things in life in general. Like, I've been blessed with the Book of Solomon, Book of Proverbs, because for anyone that's an unbeliever, you read the Book of Proverbs, and I believe this to my core. It'll bless you, even if you're an unbeliever. Even if you're agnostic, even if you're a freaking atheist, listening to the Book of Proverbs, you're like, damn, that's really good advice. Like, that's what the Bible is to me. It's like, you can take this and work on it. You can apply this to help you spiritually. But if you only do it spiritually, you miss out on everything, all the other benefits that it can benefit you as emotionally, financially, physically, mentally.
So many life examples.
There's so many things that if you apply that in your life, not necessarily in your relationship with God, your life just becomes so much better, man.
Yeah,
it's dope, man. It's really really cool stuff, man. So we can't disparage it.
It gets better instantly too.
Yeah. So it's like, what do you do then at that point? You put the Lord where you want. But to my point, like, as simple as you come into the Lord and you're like, oh, I got to do this, I got to do that, I got to do this. Flip it. Like, oh, I don't know what to do. Flip it. Like, it's as easy as just dealing with the Lord first, and then dealing with everything else after. That's how easy it is.
Yeah.
Like, we think it's like this, I got to figure out some sort of this formula, and I gotta do this, I gotta do that, I gotta subtract, I gotta divide, I gotta multiply, I gotta do this. Right. I got all these hurdles to jump, and it's like, all right, calm down, dude. It's like, can you just come talk to me first, and then maybe figure out your day after?
Yeah.
You might have a better just clarity of what you need to do too. Like, once you take that time to seek the Lord first and give him the time first, then maybe the thoughts that you had prior to that, you're like, that situation is not as bad as I thought it was. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, your perspective on the situations that you maybe were like worried about at first, like, completely changed, because you're like, wait, God has given me kind of answers and a different perspective to what I initially thought was just like this crazy moment. And then you're like, you know what? It's fine.
It's like, dang, that's all I needed to do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And sometimes it's nothing at all.
Yeah, sometimes the Lord is so good that he doesn't let you do. He doesn't have to make you do anything.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It just kind of happens.
Yeah.
It's like,
I've had that happen
how did
before.
this? Well,
Yeah.
I didn't really do anything. You're kind of tiptoeing. The Lord's like, nah, man, go for it. You know, I made a way where you thought there was no way, and that's dope, man. That's the stuff that I'm like, damn, that's when God does stuff like that. It's really encouraging, especially with people that kind of deal with things differently. And I will say, like, when you read the Bible, like, this has been really, at least, impactful for me. Like, even speaking to people, like, you read the Bible and you read certain thoughts like, be anxious about nothing, or Paul saying, pray without ceasing, rejoice always. Like, you read that and you're like, oh man, that sounds really good. I put it up on a picture frame. I put it in my kitchen, in my living room, and I look at that verse every day, and I'm blessed by it. And then you go to the text and you're like, Paul was where? Oh, he was in jail. Oh, okay. He was gonna get killed. Oh, That gives me perspective.
100%.
Like my man was in jail, and he was saying, "Pray always, rejoice, always be glad in the Lord." And he's in jail, and here I am complaining about.
I'll be cheerful to defend for myself. We were just talking about the other day.
Like what? Like, are you kidding me? Like, I guess the like, to quote like Bill Belichick years ago, like a slice of humble pie. You want to talk about a slice of humble pie? Read the Bible. Like when you're going through stuff, because that is like an anecdote for like, bro, calm down. Like whatever you're dealing with really isn't not taken away from how you are feeling about the situation, but it has a perspective that changes how you look at it, and it's very, very helpful. Like I was talking to someone the other day, and I was like, "Bro, go read Job."
100%.
Like, go read Job. Go read Job. Why? Because you're gonna realize that your life doesn't suck as much as you think it does.
Right,
like,
I think when you realize like the circumstances that a lot of these people were in, you're like, and what they did and what their response was to that situation, you're just like,
that's my
things
point.
really aren't that
That's
bad. Like
my
even Jesus
point.
on the cross, like I am literally dying on the cross. Forgive them. Like I probably can't
Before
breathe.
they do not know.
I probably can't breathe. I'm bleeding everywhere. Like
And
God knows
and
what
you
else.
still have
the
the
humiliation.
wherewithal.
Yeah.
You naked on a cross
Yeah.
in front of hundreds of people, and you still have the wherewithal to think of the other person before you
That puts you up there.
that put you
Yeah.
up there, or Stephen as he's getting stoned.
Yeah.
Stephen's getting
Do not charge
stoned,
him.
and he's like, "Don't hold this against them, Lord." What? Our mindset would be like, "Lord, you better get them back for my name."
Right. Vengeance is yours.
Vengeance
Take
is
it.
yours. And they die. It's like, dude, we're not there yet. We're not there yet.
100%.
We're not there yet.
We're
We're
not
not
I totally
there yet.
agree with you. I think we, as at least in the U.S., I think we, not to get on a weird tangent with this, especially with time, but I think that we are very lax when it comes to this like walk.
Absolutely.
In a sense, you know what I mean?
No,
I think
100%.
we take a lot of things for granted, especially being in America, of like just how we just interact with it. That, like you said, to your point, it's like if a Job situation, if a Paul situation were to really pop up, like I think a lot of people, not everybody, I think a lot of people would run or panic.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, you see it to a certain extent. You saw it with, at least I experienced it with COVID. Like as small of a sample size as that was, it did provide a very healthy barometer to the state of the church. At 100%, anyone that would argue that, you're being ignorant. Like it 100% gauged the church. And you know, you're talking about that Job moment, that Paul moment. Like, how would you react to a situation like that? Man, COVID either made you or broke you. Like, there were so many churches that failed, like closed down, shuttered doors because of COVID. Likewise, there were so many churches that expanded and grew because of COVID. On a much singular level, granular, believers, so many believers that completely backslid, just turned their back on God. Then others that turned to God. You get what I'm saying? It's crazy. And in reality, like, you don't really know. And this again, this is why I'm like, this is applicable in all sense, in all walks of life. You don't really know what you have until you go through the moment of testing of testing who you are. Like, you tear your Achilles.
Yeah.
Like, you don't know who you are until you get on the court and you try to make an explosive move. Like, you don't know what you're going to do. And the unfortunate reality is you don't know how your body's going to react until you actually do the thing.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? And the same thing when it comes to faith in your walk with the Lord. You don't know how you're going to react to a situation until you go through a situation, which the Bible says, like, count it all joy, my guys, when you go through various trials, understanding that the testing of your faith produces patience. So we get through a situation, you're like, damn, another one. Now I got to deal with this. Now I can't get a break. I can't. And the Lord and Scripture is telling us, yo, calm down, bro. Because at the end of the day, those sorts of things prove. I don't want to say prove like, you're right. More like this is what you needed to test the fact that you have faith, so that when you go through something in the future, like this is literally what he says, so that when you go through something in the future, you're not saying, man, I need faith, Lord, give me faith. He says, you have hope. Hope is not faith. They're not the same thing. They're totally different. Mm-hmm. Hope is, I know he's going to come through. I don't have to worry. Like, that's the context of the scripture. Like, if you allow your faith to be tested, it produces patience, and patience then produces hope. So now hope is like, oh, something happened. It's okay. God will do a thing.
Yeah.
God will do his part.
Yeah.
Which is dope, man.
It's like that practice what you preach almost. It's like, yeah, I could say like I can.
Speaking of hope, that's pretty much like what our song is about.
Yeah, literally.
You know what I mean?
And it's like a practice what you preach moment almost. It's like, yeah, I could say I could hoop and play basketball all I want. All right, step on the court and play against these guys.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, prove it.
Prove it.
Oh, you have faith in the Lord? Okay, prove it.
Okay. Here's a trial. Here's a test.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Here's the thing. Let's see how you deal with this. And that for me, it's like I'm gonna. There was a really pretty cool moment. I remember going through. This was maybe like 4 or 5 months after my dad had passed away, and I was just like dealing with different, like, you have that. It's almost like you have that like adrenaline rush immediately after, and then like a couple months pass, and you're like, oh my goodness, what am I doing? Like, this is pretty tough. And in ministry, so I was like, I was pretty whatever, and the Lord had given me a vision, and the vision was, I'm like standing on, like, if you've ever seen like highway, what's that famous highway that goes out west?
Route 66.
Route 66. And it was like a vision like that. It was like a desolate highway in the middle of a desert. And there's just like this singular person just standing there. And then there's this massive sandstorm just like coming towards him. And it was like, there's nowhere to go. You can't turn back. There's no car. There's no building. You can't hide. What do you do? And it's like, you face that storm and you go through it. And it was like, let's roll. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, that vision, man, was so impactful for me. And it was like, nah, man, it's almost like when you speak to, or when you hear like a soldier, right? You hear a soldier talk, and it's like, how did you get through being on the mountain for 2 days, stuck in a cave, hiding from terrorists that were trying to kill you? My training. Like, you talk to anyone, or you not necessarily talk to, but you hear all these special forces, shout out Memorial Day and Veterans Day and all that, our first responders. You hear them speak, and you're like, how could you possibly go through something like that? Like a week not really eating, not really showering. How can you go through that? My training. Like, our training is prayer, fasting, reading the Bible, being consistent in church, doing those small things. And then when the battle starts, how do you get through the battle? How do you survive it? Well, my training, right? I'm able to withstand it by my training. And if those storms face us, or if those storms approach us, how will we ever put to practice what we've been training for?
Yeah.
Like, training isn't to stand up on a Sunday and preach a message. Training is like, you're in a really bad situation with your wife. How are you going to get through that?
Right.
You're in a really bad situation with your parents. How are you going to get through that? You just lost your dad. How are you going to get through that? Mm-hmm. That's the test. Yeah. Like, you're dealing with temptation. How are you going to get through that? It's not the Sunday message or the whatever may be the case. That's the storms of life, and we can't run from them, man. Right. You have to face them. You have to face them. I'd much rather face a storm head on than face the storm to my back.
Yep.
Yeah. Keep pushing forward.
Absolutely,
It's
100%,
pushing
dude.
forward.
100%.
Take the plow, go forward.
And go forward. No time to look behind. No time to be like, oh, but if this, then. Nah, man. The moments of buts and ifs, that time has come and gone, my friend. What are you going to do with what you have in front of you right now?
Yeah.
Yep.
Amen to that.
For sure.
Word.
Oh, man.
Good stuff.
Real good.
Good stuff. Yeah. About 148,
That's good.
855. Pretty good.
Pretty
stuff,
good.
man.
Good.
Yeah, man. I mean, I enjoyed it.
So did I. Kidding me?
I always take away. That's a hope, at least, you know. But
100%, dude.
always do. No, that was really good, man. Appreciate coming through as always. Hit the hard topics, hit the hard stuff, hit the good stuff.
The necessary stuff.
Yeah.
You know me, man. I'm always here. Always down to come on to the Right Mind podcast.
Yeah, man.
Is there?
We got to get one for the guys. I know you've been trying to do that too. The guys.
Oh yeah,
The
that'll
round
happen.
table.
That'll happen. It's a big. I've always said like, man, it's a big responsibility, but it's
an
like
undertaking for
it's
sure.
it's like if I want to do, I need to do it, and I don't want to do something like I'll say like I don't want to do things half butt like I don't want to start something and then be like
we
Nah,
meeting
man.
up today, guys? Oh, okay. All right. I'll see
okay,
you
let me
guys
just
next
kind of Homer Bush myself back into the bushes. like that. I don't like that stuff, man. I don't like that stuff, and it's a thing that I understand that life is what it is. Like I had someone tell me the other day, like Rupert was like, we were just talking, and he said something along the lines, "Is like, yo, bro, they gotta do a study on you." I'm like, what are you talking about? And he's like, they got to study on why you're like on your consistency. Your consistency like embarrasses me because I consider myself to be.
offends me.
It offends me. I consider myself to be really consistent, and like the fact that you're so consistent, it really offends me. Like he's joking about it, and it's funny too. Like he didn't know, but me personally, like I was exhausted. Like I was like, I'm done. I'm not recording a podcast today. Like that's like ain't no one listening to it. Like, and then he came with the. They got to study your consistency. I was like, glory to God, man. Glory to God, bro.
Yeah.
Good morning, good morning. But yeah, you'd be surprised, man.
No,
so
so
even like
true.
Chris saying that, it's like, yeah, this and this and that. And like, nah, man, look at where we're at. So I always, you always look at that kind of stuff, man.
That's what I'm saying. Like I look at it, it's like, oh man, like like we do a lot for these guys come through, definitely travel a lot further than I do, but it's like, bro, like this is 186, like keep going on a weekly thing.
Heck
like,
yeah, man, you kidding me?
Wow, what the heck? We're
dude,
almost
we
like
miss
200
like
already?
you know what I mean? Like we miss like on a yearly basis, we miss like what between 5 and 10 episodes a year out of 52 weeks.
It's usually like during the holidays. I mean, that's
Yeah. And that's what I'm saying. Like
we're
half
already
of them,
doing a lot like throughout the year anyway, so it's like we deserve the break.
yeah, like half of the ones that we miss are like either
Gives us time to
holidays
recharge and-
or something like that. You know what I mean? Like it's just
No,
like,
bro, I think I dropped the pod once at like I forgot to do it. I think I didn't schedule it. I didn't schedule it like at a certain time. I think I did like 4 p.m., not 4 a.m. or something like that.
I remember that because I was like, "Where is it?"
Yo, like 5-6 people text me. And they're like, "Yo, where's the pod?" I was like, "I did it." Oh my god, I'm like half asleep. I go to the thing. I was like, "Holy crap! I had scheduled it at like p.m. and not a.m." And I was like, "Damn, I had to change it." But that's the stuff that we're talking about, man. Like, dude, with the things that we do, there are so many people that are impacted that they don't. The silent. Those that are influenced silently, because I mean, at the end of the day, the reality is that not everyone's going to be like, "Yo, good job, bro."
Right.
Yeah.
Not everyone's going to be like, "I really like what you do."
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
It just takes one person.
It just takes one person
Really
to be like,
Yeah.
"Dude, that was cool. That really blessed me,"
Yeah.
Yo,
and I'm okay with that.
Like one quick story and then we'll wrap because I know it is getting late too. But like I just shared this today, so I had put up that testimony on TikTok, Instagram, whatever, of the guy from the shelter that he originally had cancer. This is a story that he told me. He had cancer. I had prayed for him at the shelter, and then 3 months later, he was there again, and I was preaching, or I was giving a message, and the whole time I was thinking of him as I was because it was the message was about just like kind of pushing through all the difficult things and like trying to understand the why of like why the difficult things are happening and just kind of like persevering to the end. And I saw him and like I just kept thinking, and then they were we do an altar call and have people come up, and I saw him like approaching, and then I was like the first thought that popped in my head was he's gonna tell me that like he's still continuing to push forward, he's still giving it to God. And then as soon as the thought came in, a new thought came in and was like, what if he tells you he's healed? And then he came up and he was like, I was like, hey man, like how's it going? Like what's going on, man? Like what's going on? And he was like, oh, and he was so nonchalant about it, and he was just like, yeah man, I've just been like giving it all to God, and like I went to the doctors and they told me I'm cured. And I was like, what? I was like,
say that again.
I was like, wait.
You take out your phone, you record it. Can
Yeah.
you say that again?
Yeah.
I was like, yo, what? So I shared that testimony on TikTok and stuff, and I had this woman. I never talked to her before. She'd messaged me and was like, and I always get a little nervous when it comes to especially DMs, and obviously especially with women.
Mm-hmm.
And even in the context of what she was saying, she was like, can I share my testimony with you? And I was like, sure. And like paragraphs on paragraphs. I mean, it's on the blog now. You can read it for yourselves. Small plug. But yeah, it was like, oh, I was in a car crash, and long story less long, like I was in a car crash, like coma, my dad died. I couldn't pull myself from the car. I was in a coma. They said I was better off to just die because my quality of life would have been trash. I wouldn't have been able to do anything. And like my mom was like, nope, God has the final say. My mom prayed, whatever, this, that, and the third. Graduated high school, was able to walk again, like 3.98 GPA, normal classes, like all the things. And I was just like, but like, again,
Then we're mad and we're offended when no one likes our stuff.
yeah.
You get what I'm saying? That's like
But
a
it's
joke
stuff like
moment.
that.
Yeah, man, that's
It's stuff
dope.
like that. And I'm like, you know what? All right. So, I mean, what I did is I tried to open up 2 cents of faith on my website if people want to share that testimony. Because I asked her first, I was like, can I post this? Because I think this is
dope.
a really great thing for people to see and hear. And again, I don't want to make it all about myself. I want people to be able to share, just like the podcast, like be able to share their perspective, their testimonies on everything that they go through. So like, let's create another space. And she was like, no, absolutely. I think there should be spaces for that.
That's dope.
To be able to, for people
Random
to random person, for people to see God in their life.
Yeah, it's funny. I talked to that guy the other day, this past Sunday, or the week before, one of these two. But I think it was the week before.
Yeah, because it wasn't
this past Sunday. It was the week before.
Yeah.
So I saw him. I was like, "Hey man, how you doing?" He's like, "I'm healed, man. I'm good. Ain't nothing I'm gonna experience gonna make me not be grateful." I was like, Amen.
What more can you say?
What else? If I say something, I'm gonna absolutely ruin it. But for me, it's like, dude, and you're concerned with, like, this is what you're concerned with. Again, God does certain things, man, which is like, that's cool.
That was the day.
You got eyes to look, you got ears to hear. Pay attention to what God is doing, because He moves in the little, man. He don't need much.
Right.
That was the day I felt at the shelter the first time that I prayed for him, because I got there. I think
This is like a month after that situation.
Pastor Carlos was preaching, because it was when they were trying to do the couples to preach.
Yeah.
I was there and I was just like, I don't know why I'm here. Like, I feel like I'm just going through the motions. Like, and then like a bunch of other thoughts or whatever, and like I was struggling with just like, giving my all to God. Essentially, was like where my brain was. Like, you can't just like give up these things that you're still struggling with, whatever. And then I go and have this conversation with this guy who's like, yeah, doctors give me 8 months to live, I'm giving it all to God. And I'm like, So this guy who knows that he's going
To die.
at that moment, gonna die, still gives it all to God. But you can't do.
That's tough.
And I was like,
That's a swift kick in the.
I was like, I got it.
Yeah. Thank you.
I was like, I got
Like,
it.
I don't need-
I caught that.
I got that. I got that. That's what the Lord
But it's
does,
those
man.
little things.
Yeah, but I'll say this, and I'll just shut up. Like, we have to be mindful and be aware. Like football, there's this saying, like, keep your head on a swivel, and it's the same concept within your walk with God. Because sometimes we get so consumed in the moment, we get so consumed in the what I'm lacking, we get so consumed in the what God hasn't given me yet, that it's like if your head is on a swivel, both spiritually, emotionally, mentally, literally, physically, you're gonna catch, you're gonna be made aware of all these little things that God is doing. And if we don't notice those things, we'll get bitter towards the Lord, because we're not asking, you're asking God for a book, and God gave you a bookshelf. And it's like, God, I've been asking for a book, man. I don't want a bookshelf. I want a book. And it's like, well, relax, kid, because what good is the book if you don't have the shelf? You get what I'm saying? So it's like those little things where you have to be mindful in what God is going to do, because sometimes God won't give you the book, but he'll give you the shelf. You get what I'm saying? And he gave you the shelf.
What are you going to turn it into?
What are you going to turn it into? Are you going to turn it into a library? You know what I'm saying?
Right,
it's those things, man. Like, yo, be aware of what God is doing around you. And if you're struggling in kind of acknowledging all the little things that God is doing, get real specific. You woke up today. You're living. You're breathing. You can decide. You're moving. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Those are the things that we take for granted. You experienced 6 months in a boot. Those sorts of things we take advantage of until the moment that is taken away. To brush your teeth normally, like a normal person, not having a head seizure every single time you do it. You take for granted those moments. And I'm like, okay, so then if you have a hard time trying to acknowledge the hand of God in your life, then just understand that through him you have life. You're breathing. Your heart is beating. You're waking up every day, man. That in itself is a miracle. That in itself is a blessing. Mm-hmm. Don't lose sight of the small things that God does in your life, because if you do, you will be impatiently waiting for those big things that you're asking him.
You're just gonna miss out. Like, and I'll say this, and we'll finally close, because I just had a meeting with our Youth of the Years for the regional event. Because it's like a competition, so there's kids that lose, and obviously, like, they put a lot of work into it, so they kind of put their head down. And they were like, Jay, you've done this for a few years now as an advisor, like, is there any advice that you would give? And in short, and in closing, I was like, regardless of what happens to you guys, speaking to the Youth of the Year specifically, keep your head up, because there are so many opportunities that come from this. And if, the cliche says, if you keep your head down, you're going to miss out on everything that is in front of you. I was like, and I was going to talk about my kid, but I didn't want to, like, just absorb it with just, like, us. Because, like, Victoria, who's come to the shelter and help and stuff, but, like, by her doing Youth of the Year last year, like, she got to speak at the Pentagon. She got to say play ball at a Red Sox game. She's got to submit for a grant that we got $2,500. Like, and this is all after she did Youth of the Year and didn't win. And it's like all of these opportunities can happen because we kept pushing forward and we kept our eyes up and looking. Like, this isn't the end.
Yeah, you didn't win, but you're winning.
Yeah.
Sometimes less is more. Right?
You didn't win, but you've been winning.
Right. Like, look at all the things that you've been able to do. She was on the steering committee, this whole planning committee for this big conference thing. Like,
that's dope.
You know what I
That's
mean?
cool.
Like, these are all opportunities because you took that first one and continued to push forward. It allowed you to do all of these other things to happen. So,
that's dope.
Again, to just tie in what we're talking about, just keep your head up and just, like, look and see what God is doing in your life versus, like, worrying about necessarily what is, like, immediately in front of you, probably distracting you. But
I like that.
I want to say peace and God bless everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in. We're going to wrap up and get out of here. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Follow us, rightmindpodcast.com. But until next time, shout out to Crispy. who was in the bank, but has pieced out. Got a little bit of a ride, but thank you guys so much. My name is Jay Faith. We also got
Life on the Rise,
and we got back again.
Pastor E, man.
Yes, sir. And this is the Right Mind Podcast. We'll catch y'all next time. What's up?
what's up?
This is a new era, bringing it all together. Getting your right mind, we grind, we do it forever. That's the only mission.